War on the Horizon presents one of the most important lecture series this fall. Get your pens and paper ready, Black family, and let's mark our calendars together. You ready? Let's go. September 22nd, Dear Barack Obama. October 6th, Sexual Warfare, Blacks vs. Homos. October 20th, The Secret Relationship Between Black Leaders and Small Hats. November 3rd, Mind Your Black Business. Part 2, Why Are We So Broke? November 17th, Entertainment, Fighting the Poltergeist. December 1st, The Small Hat, Mortal Enemy to Planet Earth. And finally, December 15th, The United States of Africa, Why and How. All events will be held at Secrets of Nature, located at 3923 South Capitol Street, Southwest, Washington, D.C. 20032. Again, that's Secrets of Nature, located at 3923 South Capitol Street, Southwest, Washington, D.C. 20032. All the events will be on a Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. sharp. The events are absolutely free for the entire Black family. That's right, absolutely free for the entire Black family. No reason to miss this community. This will be one of the most powerful lecture series of 2012. Black family, come on out. It's free of charge. Starts September 22nd and follows every 2 weeks after that through December 15th. For more information, visit www.waronthehorizon.com and click on the events link. Again, visit www.waronthehorizon.com and click on the events link. Or you can listen to our radio station, War on the Horizon, again by visiting waronthehorizon.com and clicking anywhere on our website where you see Listen Now. Black family, we look forward to seeing you at these events. A beautiful Hollywood.
Hey, brother, did you try that new restaurant down the street?
Yeah, I went there yesterday. Man, the food was off the chain. And the chicken was like, how they be saying it? Like, to die for.
Whoa.
To die for?
To die for, brother?
I'm saying, the chicken was good. You know what I'm saying?
Can't you just say the chicken was good? Does it have to be to die for? That sounds a little effeminate.
Did you wear skinny jeans while you were eating the chicken?
Nah, I'm saying it was good, man.
Was it rainbow chicken?
Hold up, man. I just saying the chicken was good.
Belt with a sparkly buckle on it while you were eating?
Was the server doing a sissy bounce?
Man, I'm just saying the chicken was good. Look, man, the chicken was good, no homo.
No, the time has passed for no homo.
You're supposed to say it before, brother.
It's like a disclaimer.
I can't say, I just said no homo, though. There's no regulation on when you can say no homo. What are y'all, like the regulatory governing body over no homo or something?
Brothers and sisters, don't get caught up. Don't let the homosexual poltergeist pull you in. We are the final front in the war against white sex. Stand strong. This African service announcement has been brought to you by War on the Horizon Radio.
War on the Horizon. You gotta love it.
No homo.
Yeah. United Front. We the vanguard, man. Hakoon, what up? Black. Yeah. I ain't ready, y'all. Hey, yo, O. What up? You got my back?
Yeah, brother, man, your back is got.
Pass the Glock.
Let it pop.
Leave a crack a shot.
United Front. Yeah, these other groups ain't half as hot.
And I be reppin' black power till the casket drop.
Leave the devil shaking like an aftershock.
And I've been working on my aim.
Gunning after cops.
All black.
Check.
We all black.
Check.
Crack a fall flat.
Yep.
And small hats.
Yep.
You the master of deception.
I'm the master of expression.
With the power and the message.
With a flow so impressive.
And my number one suggestion.
Study supreme lessons.
No shucking.
No jobbing.
Cause brothers, we mean business.
White world massacre.
To save mama Africa.
Protect your neck, people.
Cause this white man is Dracula.
A BB for Hodier.
Grab heaters with no delay.
Blasphemous to hope and pray.
Throw the K and the throw away.
M-A-Y-S-A. Yes, wanna kill us all.
We can brawl.
Let the lead spray.
Bang.
Blood on the wall like lead paint.
Bang, bang.
Now watch them fall like dead weight.
Yeah. Then it's on to the next state.
Lay low. Yeah, the guards made an escape.
Righteous rage. United Front.
God said that the white race is a race of devils. I didn't say it. I just believe it because of their actions and their history. Show me the saintly ones. These that call me racist. Let's look now. They have pushed the white race up, but not the white race up at the good of other races. They push themselves up at the expense of who? At the expense of black, brown, red, and yellow. So will the real racist or evil demon please stand up? We believe that separation ultimately would be the solution to the problem between the races. Then we are unwilling to try to get along with each other in peace with justice, then we have to separate and do something for ourselves.
She called me around about 8:03, telling me that she had been burned and someone had set her on fire. And 10 minutes later, I went there and seen everything. Ambulance, police, and she was burned. And I looked at the hood of her car, and it had KKK, nigger. And it's just ridiculous. And seeing her a few minutes ago, like that, severely burned, it just makes me so mad.
My ancestors woke me up this morning. They said, son, you do know what time it is, don't you? I said, what time is that? They said it's wartime. So welcome to the war front. Brothers and sisters, I'm glad you tuned in. This is going to be a very, very critically important show. Please tell everybody that you know to contact, to call up, dial the number. Let me give you the number for those out there that are listening. They want to call up to comment. They want to listen through the internet. The phone number 760-569-7676. Again, that's 760-569-7676. The participation code is 948-656#. That's 948-656#. We also want to tell everybody you can also tune in warnhorizon.com. Go to the right sidebar menu where it says Listen Live 365, and you can tune in on the internet from anywhere in the world. This is a very critically important show. You do not want to miss it. We got some real family business to talk about. Want to start off the show. We'll tell you a little bit about the story that we just played. Matter of fact, I'm going to play it again just so you can hear it and tune in for those who may have missed it, so you can listen real careful because this is real. This is not a joke or a game. But I want to say this weekend we had good news and bad news. The good news is that we got a brother that's laying down the kind of lectures and information for our people that is unstoppable and is unchallenged. The bad news is that the lecture was so good that the brother who allows us to use the facility, Brother Coy Dunston, at Secrets of Nature in Washington, D.C., now, to all of the lectures we've done there, we done learned at least 10 of them there. I should say I've done at least 10. The first time we ever walked out and him stopping us in the tracks and saying, that lecture right there, I got to have that one. And that's exactly what he said to me. Now, I know that's supposed to be good news, but what happened to the Irritated Genie's lectures? How come he didn't never ask for none of our lectures? The lecture that he wanted was the one done by none other than Brother Body Shots, the secret relationship between black leaders in small hats, and it was so good that we couldn't even get out the place without the brother demanding. He told me point blank, if I don't get a copy of this, you won't be doing no more lectures here. Now, he didn't really say that, but the point being made, Brother Body Shots, you watch it. Now, remember, this is the Irritated Genie house, and this brother coming in here and taking over the house. He said, this is my house, and I'm going to lay down this information for our folks. So, brothers and sisters, you can see the entire lecture in its entirety. You can go right to the War on the Horizon Ustream. Go to ustream.com, put in War on the Horizon. It's the only video there, so you can check it. Or you can go to warnhorizon.com and go to the events page, click the icon at the top to take you to Ustream, and then click the video. Secret relationship between black leaders and small hats. It was absolutely outstanding. Excellent turnout. Energy was high. People loved it. And I'm sorry if you missed it. It was a landmark day. Brother's first lecture in public, and it was absolutely outstanding. So please go up there. It's free online. It was so good and so informative. We said we're not even going to package this one and put it out. We're just going to have it right there for people. You need this information, man. Some of the stuff that he broke down is land-breaking information, that groundbreaking information that our people need. So we just going to let the community have that for free. And so go on to the YouTube, to the Ustream, and check that out. We got some very, very, very serious issues to cover tonight, brothers and sisters. We're going to talk about gun ownership and purchasing weapons and the reason that we've got to do it. But I'm going to play this clip again. I got a call from my brother Louis Ali shortly before the show, for the program, I'm sorry. And this is a very disturbing situation, but I have another situation to share with you. But I'm going to play this clip again. This is a real clip, brothers and sisters. It's not a pretend clip. This is serious. This just occurred in Louisiana.
She called me around about 8:03, telling me that she had been burned and someone had set her on fire. And 10 minutes later, I went there and seen everything. Ambulance, police, and she was burnt. And I looked at the hood of her car, and it had KKK, nigger. And it's just ridiculous. And seeing her a few minutes ago, like that, severely burned.
Brothers and sisters, we had a black woman in Louisiana. Let me read the article. A Winsboro, this is Winsboro, Louisiana, woman who was attacked and set afire on Sunday has sustained burns to over 60% of her body. Sharmika Moffitt, 20 years old, remains in critical condition and is expected to undergo surgery Tuesday. A biopsy also is planned in addition to the surgery, said Moffitt's mother, Edna Moffitt. They want to take the dead skin off and place other skin there if they can. The family spoke to reporters on Monday afternoon at LSU Hospital. Edna Moffitt said her daughter, who is in LSU's burn center, could be hospitalized for a month or longer. Edna Moffitt said the family was shocked by the attack. I have never known anything like this to happen in Winsboro. Moffitt was walking on a Civitan Park trail at 8 p.m. Sunday evening when she was attacked by 3 white men wearing hoodies, according to investigators. Her vehicle was painted with a racial slur and the letters KKK, her family said. Moffitt, who called 911 to report the attack, was unable to identify the persons responsible. The FBI is investigating whether the attack was a hate crime, Winsboro Police Chief Kevin Cobb said. The investigation is a collaboration between several law enforcement agencies, including Winsboro Police and Franklin Parish Sheriff's Office. Authorities have not identified any suspects or made any arrests in the case. Return to this site later today as more information on the story becomes available. Are y'all listening to this, brothers and sisters? A sister was walking down the street. If I'm not mistaken, she had on an Obama shirt. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That's some of the information that we've gotten so far. But this is a black woman, 20 years old, brother. Says a young 20-year-old sister is walking down the street in Louisiana. I'm not certain, but she may have had a Barack Obama t-shirt on, as many of our people are happy and proud to see someone with black skin or black-looking skin in the White House, minding her business, not committing any type of crime, not doing anything. It's a black woman now, 20 years old. 3 white males snatch her, burn her, and put KKK on the vehicle. Now, let me just say this. I have gotten statements from people saying that these individuals were white. The article I'm reading here does not say it's white, and she has not been able to identify them, it doesn't look like. So, just to be cautious, let me say, from what we see now, it appears that these are whites. I would hate to find out later that these were some black males with a vendetta that tried to make it look like a racial case. So I don't want to put that out there as if it's certain, because according to this, it says that she did not see were able to describe them. But this article doesn't say that she identified them as white. So I'm going to continue. I want some other brothers and sisters to look it up to see if you can find out if we can at least get, was it confirmed that she said that they were white or not? Okay, so the Obama shirt was ruled out. Okay, so she did not have an Obama shirt on. I just got confirmation she did not have an Obama shirt. But I want people to look to see the N-word was scribbled on the car, and the KKK was confirmed on her car. 3 men with white hoods. What we want to find out is was it any place that she could identify and at least say that they were white? I want to just get that down before we report it, and then have to come back and report it wrong. Did some kind of foul play on behalf of someone else? But at this point in time, it looks very clearly with the evidence that we have. It looks like we have some whites and some hoods, some Klansmen who tried to burn this sister alive. Again, I don't want to jump the gun until we get confirmation from her saying that they were white. But it makes the point that what we're talking about tonight on why black people need to be armed in this society. It's time to stop playing, and we need to get ourselves armed. So I want brothers and sisters to continue to check this case. It's Sharmika Moffitt. Sharmika is Sharmeka. Moffitt, Moffitt. She's 20 years old. She was burned. And we don't have a confirmation on who it is that burned her sister. So we don't want to say that we know, but we suspect, because they scribbled KKK and the N-word on her car, it's possible that these are whites, white supremacists. Not confirmed yet. So let me just make that clear. However, I'm going to play you another clip. This is not, the clip speaks for itself, but just to set it up for you so you're clear. This is in Dover, Delaware. We had the professor from Dover, Delaware, Jahi Issa, on a few weeks ago, brothers and sisters. We went to Delaware because, quite frankly, the story he was telling us about brothers being lynched in Delaware sounded fantastic. But if it is happening, we would not prevent or fail to tell this story to our people. So we went there to check it out for ourselves. And what I'm about to play for you is the interview with the brother who says that these white males tried to lynch him. And you can listen to his story for yourself, brothers and sisters. Again, please tell everybody on your Facebook to tune in. Tell people to call up the phone number, 760-569-7676. Again, that's 760-569-7676. Participation code 948-656#. 948-656#. We got one situation in Louisiana with a sister who was burned. We want to confirm that they were white before we jump out there and say that, and then we find out that it's not the case. Please, brothers and sisters, let's confirm that they were white, because that's one incident. Here's another incident where the brother is telling his own story in Delaware of a lynching that occurred, attempted lynching that occurred September 21st.
All right. My ancestors woke me up this morning. They said, "Son, you do know what time it is, don't you?" I said, "What time is that?" They said, "It's wartime." So welcome to the War Front, brothers and sisters. This is the first edition of the War on Horizon Report. We're live on scene in Delaware with our brother Henry Fordham.
Yes.
Our brother has a very, very serious story that he wants to share with the black family out here. We've had many interviews on the radio station, War on Horizon Radio, where brothers and sisters around the country are facing direct assaults from Europeans, from whites, murders from white police officers, lynchings in Louisiana. And now we have a lynching that occurred, at least one lynching that we know of that occurred here in Delaware. And we actually have a brother who actually successfully escaped a lynching, our brother Henry Fordham. And he's going to share his story. We're actually in the park where the white males tried to lynch our brother. And we're going to go through the interview so you can hear from our brother exactly what he went through. So, Brother Henry, I want to start off asking, you said how many white males was it that you said came to try to lynch you?
It was two.
It was two of them.
Two white Caucasian men.
Okay. Do you have any idea, if you had to guess, about how old were they?
They was roughly probably, one of them probably was like 30, and the other one probably was like in his 20s.
Okay.
Late 20s.
Late 20s and one in the early 30s, something like that. Okay. How tall were they? Big? You know, what were their statures?
One was like probably 6'1", and the other one, he probably was like 5'8". 5'7" or something.
Okay, were they big guys or they small?
One of them was. The other one was small.
Regular size. Okay. So when was the first time that you ever seen these two Caucasian males?
I seen them when I walked on Governor Street in Dover downtown.
Okay.
And one of them salamed me, gave me the Islamic greeting, and as he gave me the Islamic greeting, I salamed him back, and that was that.
Now, how do you think he knew you were Muslim to salam you?
I guess because of my beard.
Okay, so he was able to identify you as Islamic. You didn't think anything strange about it when the white boy said, "Hey, salam." You just thought he was Muslim as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I salamed him. So earlier that day, I just left, went back, didn't think nothing of it, went back in the crib, and seen him the next day. Seen him again, but it was early in the morning.
And where were you when you saw him this time?
I was on North New Street.
North New Street.
Yes.
Okay, what were you doing?
I was just outside, just smoking a cigarette.
So you was outside smoking a cigarette in the morning?
Because the boarding house I am, she doesn't permit smoking in her home. So
okay,
I went outside and I was approached by the same Caucasians, and they greeted me again and said, "I need to talk to you about my issues and my problems. You know, my baby mom and all that stuff." So
about whose baby mom?
His baby mom.
Okay,
his baby mom, because baby mom was leaving, taking his kids and all that stuff, which is dope. Come to find out, it was just a lie, you know. But that was just the.
So I want to make sure I get it right. So they see you standing out there, you're smoking a cigarette,
yes,
and they come to talk to you and ask you, "Hey, I got some problems with my baby mamas. I want to talk to you."
Got some problems. He want to know more about Islam and all that stuff, you know. So me not thinking nothing of it, I was like, okay, you know, I speak to you. Briefly, because I gotta go out and look for a job. I gotta prepare myself to do what I need to do. The next thing you know, that's when the drama went down. The gun was flashed out on me.
So hold on, tell us about that. So what kind of car did they pull up in?
A white Dodge pickup.
Okay, so they pulled up in a white Dodge pickup. You start talking. When they were talking to you, were they in the van or in the pickup or outside the pickup?
One of them, they was first they was inside. One of them was inside of the pickup. The one that salamed me was inside of the pickup. Then he got out.
Okay.
Then he, you know, ran down while he wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
You know, so that's when the pistol got.
Now that one was the one that you're talking about was the one on the driver's side. I mean, the passenger side.
That was the one that salamed.
That's the one that salamed you. Who pulled the gun on you?
Him.
Okay, so he got out. Did the other one ever get out the car?
Nah, he never got out of the vehicle whatsoever.
Okay, so he was saying he want to talk about his stuff. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, what happened when he pulled out the gun? What happened?
The gun got pulled. The gun got pulled. You know,
where did he point it at you?
To my head.
So he got out and do to me what he did. Y'all standing there, he talking about his baby mama, and he just did like this. And what did he say?
He said, "Motherfucker, nigga, get in the motherfucking vehicle right now before I blow your motherfucking head off." And that was that.
Okay, so then what'd you do?
You know, I didn't, man. You know, I was great. Just say, "Yo, you got to kill me right here." Mm-hmm. But you know, hey,
he had a gun on you in your head.
Right.
Did you have any idea? You probably don't remember. Do you remember what kind of gun it was, or do you have any idea?
It looked like a 38 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like revolver or
revolver.
Okay, you had a revolver.
Yes.
38 revolver. Okay, so you put the 38 on there and said you got to get in.
Yes.
So you hopped in.
Yes.
All right. Then what happened? Were you in the front or back?
I was in the back with him the whole time.
Okay, so he had back there. Did he have a gun on you, or how was it?
Yeah, he had the gun on me the whole time.
Where?
Like in my head, you know, he had hit me with the pistol and everything, go boom, and you know, told me shut the fuck up and all that shit. So I was like, Dad, I thought you was practicing Islam. He was like, man, F all that stuff, and man, that was just to get you inside. Get you inside the vehicle, and motherfucker, we gonna kill you today. So you know, that's how they got me in the vehicle right there.
Okay, so he told you in the vehicle, we gonna kill you today.
Yes.
Now, brothers and sisters, I'm just going to fast forward a little bit because we're going to put all of this on the website in our war room. so that you can hear the brother's story. But I just want you to hear a little bit more of it so you get an idea of what the brother went through.
You know, so he grabbed the burner again, hit me up top of my head with the burner again. He grabbed some beer cans, he grabbed whatever he can to knock me out. I just know it wasn't time for me to go right then and there.
Right.
You know, once he couldn't knock me out.
Right.
Once he couldn't knock me out, I was like, oh, it's a wrap.
So you couldn't move, but he's hitting you, but you still ain't going out.
I'm not going out. He still. His name was John.
Okay.
You know, the white boy name was John because they were saying each other's names and stuff like that. His name was John, and he steady hit me up top of my head. Homeboy got me in a damn headlock. Then he took my belt off. Wrapped it around my neck.
So he took your belt off. Your belt.
After he couldn't knock me out, he took my belt off.
Okay.
And wrapped it around my neck.
Okay.
And start
choking.
And start choking me with that joint. Start tugging on the joint just.
And the other one was still holding you?
Yes, while the other one was still holding me.
Okay.
You know, so damn. Well, I'm just kind of upset about the whole situation.
Take your time, yes sir.
Bring it back. So the belt was too small. The belt was too small to do what they really wanted to do with it.
Okay.
You know, so he went back to the truck and tried to find something else. Try to find something else to hang me with. Then he was like, since we can't hang him, let's drown this motherfucker. We better drown this motherfucker. So they try to attempt to roll me to the lake. By the time then I'm like fucked up. Like, excuse my language. Like I'm kind of like messed up. So they try to roll me down to the lake. Get all the way down here.
And brothers and sisters, I think you get the point. You're going to get to see this, see the brother tell his story. It is a very believable story to me because he told the story the same way each time. He actually showed us where he bit one of them and ran across the parking lot and jumped the fence and landed in someone's house. Now, this is somebody, and I hate to say this, but for some of our brothers and sisters, if they're not white, we don't believe it. He landed in a white female's house who told him, don't worry, I've already called the police. She heard him screaming for his life. She calls the police. It takes them, and there's a police officer that lives 2 doors down. We know because when you drive up to the park, there's a police car parked right out there. It takes them about half an hour to get there. When they do come, she called the police to tell them that this guy was being attacked. They attack him and, treat him like he was the guilty party. And thus far, the Delaware State Attorney General's office that's headed by Joe Biden Jr., Joe Biden, the vice president's son, refuses to allow him to file the case. So this is what's going on right now based on the situation. It appeared to me from being there to be extremely credible, particularly talking to other people and also talking to a woman, a mother who has 5 sons, whose son, according to her, the police called, and this is in the same general vicinity, and according to what she said, the police called her and told her that called her son, one of her 5 sons, and said that your son, the one that worked at the barbershop, now he's a barber, brothers and sisters, that he supposedly hung himself with a belt from one of the trees in that same park that the brother's telling us where these 2 white males tried to lynch him in Delaware. Again, let me say it. This is what the information we got from the mother. The mother says that one of her 5 sons was contacted by the police and said, your son hung himself and killed himself in the park. Now, we don't have the audio of that, so this is according to what the mother says. But she says that it happened in that same park. And that's what the claim was. And in this same place, you hear the brother telling his story. And it's very believable because we were trying to get the interview from the white female who lived right there. She just happened not to be at home at the time, but her son was standing outside, say, yeah, my mother's the one that called the police when the incident occurred. So there's no denial that the incident occurred. There's no denial that he called the police having fell out in her yard and that she was the one that called the police. We did not get the interview with her, but it's a very credible appearing situation. We weren't there, but we were there to interview the brother, and we're going to put the whole story up on for our war room for October and November. so that you can judge for yourself, brothers and sisters. You can look at it, hear the story, make your own decision. But I think that, I'll be honest, I'm 100% sold on it because we've been talking about it from, you remember May, brothers and sisters, when we talked about Rakia Boyd, the white police officer off duty, just pulled over and shot her and blew her brains out and tried to kill the brother next to her, shot him in the hand but didn't shoot him in the head and just murdered the sister. Justice hasn't been brought in that case yet. You remember our brother Shadow from Louisiana who moved back to California, whose son was murdered by a group of whites. They took his son's body, took it to another state, took out the organs, brought him back, and they gutted him like a fish. He came back, his son didn't have any organs, and they just murdered him. We had any number of stories. We know about the Trayvon Martin situation. These are not isolated incidents. We were telling people back in May that this is going to get turned up. Brothers and sisters, this thing is turned up. It's not going to get turned up. It's turned up. The war has been launched. It's very, very serious at this point. Black people are being murdered around the country. Listen to what I'm saying to you, brothers and sisters. Black people are being murdered. It's not a joke. It's not a game. And when Obama gets back in, which he's going to get back in, listen to what I'm telling you, brothers and sisters. You better have your guns and your weapons now because a multitude of things are going to happen. Not only is the white supremacist, white nationalist, racist element in this country going to start murdering black people on a regular, daily, nightly basis. I mean, like, it's going to become regular. But we're also going to face heat from the government for anybody who's talking black, conscious, providing good information. That means One Horizon. That means the Southbound Lane Hot Black Coffee Party. That means every black person that is giving good information to our people. It doesn't mean that it's time to run backwards, though, because if you've been given the good information and you've been on the battlefield, you're already on the list. This is the time to be more visible than any time because you want to be visible so that when you fight back, you have a justification and you'll be able to tell people what's going on when it's happening. The last thing you want at a time like this is to be off the radar where no one can hear from you and know what's going on. This is not a joke. It's not a game. We're not trying to make people, I don't have to explain it to you. You heard the brother giving his testimony, his story. They tried to murder this brother. And the police will not allow him. I want you to understand. It's one thing will they investigate it. It's another thing they won't even let him file it as a hate crime. They won't let him file the case. And as he talks later in the interview, he talks about the fact that the police pulled over later, jumped out of a car, and brutalized the brother. He has a big split in his head from where the police jumped him and a busted lip. You can see the cut in his lip where he said the police beat him up and told him, get out of town for something even worse happens. So because it's an election year, because this is the state where Joe Biden's son is the attorney general, it's a very political hotbed issue. It appears that there are multiple lynchings of black men in Delaware that are occurring now. And there's some very credible people like Dr. Jahi Issa, who stumbled upon this situation, a PhD professor at Delaware State University, who essentially was kicked out of Delaware State University. From what we can understand, he was fired from the university essentially for bringing up what lynchings are. Now, just so you understand, brothers and sisters, how serious this is, we talked to people in Dover. We were there. When we talked to them, they said we didn't know what a lynching was. So if you told us a black person got hung from a tree, they would not have made an association with anything historical because they actually had not heard of lynchings. Basically saying that's not what the education system up there teaches them. And so they would not have associated that with any kind of systematic killing of black people, which means it is possible that independently numbers of black people have been being killed in Dover, Delaware, or Delaware in general over the past, we don't know how long. But because black people in Delaware don't associate the murder of black people with anything called lynching, and because each one of them is an individual case where the mother or father will have to look at it and they're getting the story. Remember, they don't have a brother who got away and can tell his story. They're just getting the story from the police. Yeah, they went swimming and they drowned in the lake, or yeah, he committed suicide. We don't know why. We don't know. And so they don't know. It sounds fishy to them, but they don't have any way to characterize what's happening. We don't know this for a fact, but we are getting accounts and stories that more than one or two brothers has been lynched in Delaware in the last 10 years. We don't have confirmation, so I don't want to put it out there, but I do want to say these are the information we're getting now. I won't say information. The stories we're getting, what we're being told, is that there are many more black men that have been murdered under mysterious circumstances that it appears at this point to some people that it could be lynchings have been going on for some time in Delaware. But because we didn't have anybody like our brother, Mr. Fordham, to be able to come and tell us what's happening, it was a real, nobody was able to put together that there may be something systematic going on in Delaware, the killing of black men. But it's going around the country. That's why we did what we did in May, showing story after story in different parts of the country that there's an increase in this murder. We're going to start getting to the point in our conversation where we talk about gun ownership. We're going to tell you how to make it legal, what to do, some of the things that you need to do. But we got to sound the alarm, brothers and sisters. This is very, 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 very serious. After this election starting in January, you want to be trained in how to use a firearm. You want to know how to properly store a firearm. We want to be responsible here. Hear me out. We don't want you getting a firearm and then your child shoots themselves because you don't know how to keep it safe. We don't want you getting a firearm and shooting yourself or hurting yourself, or someone breaking into your home to do something to you and taking the gun and using it against you. At the same time, it is time that brothers and sisters who have military training in the black community, police training in the black community, begin to train the black people in our communities. This non-weapon ownership foolishness is ridiculous. We're about to be assaulted, and God ain't coming to save nobody. God gave us a brain, and God gave us the intelligence to know with their weapons that we can get them to defend ourselves. If you don't get the weapons to defend yourself, then you deserve, you don't really deserve it, but essentially don't put it on the creator. Amen ain't got nothing to do with your lack of initiative to protect yourself and the interests of your children. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I'm going to make the suggestion that people go to Utah because it's a very, very good non-resident license. We'll tell you what that is about, but we also need brothers and sisters, like we said, that have skills of training. We need brothers and sisters to start putting together training sessions of gun usage, gun ownership, how to keep a gun safe, how to keep it locked, where to get a good safe, just any number of different things. How many guns should you have? What type of guns and weapons should you have? Which one should you have for your wife? Which one should you have for yourself? We need our children trained to use the weapons. I didn't say we need our children running around reckless in our community shooting one another. I didn't say our children should have access to our weapons. But our children need to be made responsible Africans with a Nat Turner mentality that says we will defend black lives at all costs because this thing is heating up and there's no more time to play around and tiptoe around it. I want you, if you are able to responsibly own a weapon, and hear me out, I'm saying if you are responsible and you are able to responsibly own a weapon, I want you, as a matter of fact, I'm going to say, and I demand every man out there who is in a position that it won't be illegal for you to have a gun. I want you to get a gun. If you want to call in and ask what kind of gun should you get, let's talk. But we need to start being prepared. You need to have ammunition. I learned this from Brother Body Shots. He said that most of the battles that black people have lost against whites in modern history, we did not lose them because we didn't fight back. We did not lose them because the whites were that much braver or that much more armed. We lost them for one reason. He said we ran out of bullets most times. Not we didn't have weapons, but we ran out of bullets. Let us, while we can buy bullets, you can buy bullets on the internet now. Let us be in a position where we do not run out of bullets again. So we're very serious. This is going to be a push, and from now to the end of the year, we're going to be pushing for all War on the Horizon listeners. If you are able and capable to responsibly own and handle a weapon, we want you to get trained. There are many different places you can go for your training and weaponry. We would prefer you to get trained by a black person. It does not matter, though, if they're not black. If they're white and they can train you how to use a weapon and the proper use and storage and the way to take away the weapon and take it apart or whatever the case may be, then get it from the crack or whoever you can get it from to teach you how to protect yourself and to save your life by taking another life, to use your weapon accurately, responsibly, and aggressively for the defense of African people, it's time to it's been past time to start this process. I do not want any African out there who listens to One Horizon to fall victim to this type of situation. We do not want you to carry your weapon in a way that could bring you harm. So that means we don't want you driving around with your weapon if it's going to be illegal in your state. So you have to know the laws. We do not want to create a situation that criminalizes you. However, I would prefer you to take the risk of being prepared to protect your family and run into a situation where you have to use the weapon and perhaps you didn't follow all the laws. I would prefer that than for you to be caught in a situation with one of these white supremacists or these white supremacist police or these white anybody who's coming to take your life or the life of your family or you and your life and your family's life, and you could have a weapon and did not have a weapon, and the reason you suffer is not because you can't fight the whites off, but because you're unarmed and they are armed. These whites are playing for keeps. They are murdering black people around this country. It's not a game. It's not funny. It's happening every single day, and we just get the stories that we get. But the stories and the number of the stories and the types of atrocities are getting worse, and I am telling you, I'm not asking you. When a Barack Obama, not if, when he gets back into office, we are going to face a number of wars that are coming down on us. One, from the angry white masses who are sick and tired of this mulatto looking like a black person that is in office and his repressive laws, his laws that prevent gun ownership and weapons ownership, his laws, just the fact that he looks black and he's in there, the economy going down and the rights of U.S. citizens been taken away in the Constitution, which is the small hats who are really behind it. They know this stuff. They're angry and they're blaming him and they're going to take it out on us unless we're prepared to take it out on them. And what we need to do is play both sides against the middle. Look, cracker. Look, redneck cracker. If you come in my neighborhood, I'm going to blow your goddamn brains out. But if you're angry with them white small hats that are running the society, go deal with the small hats. You got better luck going into those small hat neighborhood and doing something than coming in our neighborhood because you're not going to leave our neighborhood alive. That's how we got to play this thing. And for the small hats who are using the government power that they have to send in people to try to stop us from getting out our information, we got to use our right to protect ourselves and arm ourselves to lay their asses down too and say, look, small hat, and look, you're not going to take away our U.S. constitutional right as U.S. citizens to practice our First Amendment right to free speech and our Second Amendment right to bear arms. And if you come and try to take our free speech away from us, we're going to abide by U.S. policy and law and ensure that we maintain our freedom of speech by any means necessary. I'm not telling you to do this I'm not trying to hype people up. I'm telling you, I can feel it. I feel like the ancestors are working through me, and I can feel as things intensified. I went there to Delaware. I can see how ripe we are for destruction. I'm talking to brothers and sisters around the country. We're ripe for destruction. The brother just sent out an email. We're going to send it out. They did a survey of 122,000 individuals in this country. And they said that out of all groups, particularly the age group of 18 to 29, which is essentially the child producing years, the major child producing years, that black males have the highest percentage of individuals who identify themselves as LGBT, meaning homosexual. And they're 56% more likely than white males to call themselves a homo. So it means that the whites have pushed white sex, homosexuality, and pedophilia on black people so much that we are now outdoing them in terms of the percentages of people in our community who are a bunch of fags running around. This is another element that we're going to have to deal with. The minute things get chaotic, we're going to have to do some house cleaning and have a clean community. We want a community free of debauchery, meaning we don't want any sexual offenders in our community. We don't want any switchers in our community. We don't want any lesbos and homos we don't want that. And whatever we can do to minimize that presence, I think that when things go down, and brothers and sisters, they're going down. I'm not saying they might go down. In the next 4 years, it's going down. The bad news is that it's going down. The good news is that if you're One Horizon material and you're listening, you're going to be one of the few people that are prepared, and you and your team are going to be prepared. And under the cover of so much chaos that is going to be occurring, you're going to have the opportunity to express your right to exercise your right as a good old-fashioned black person in America to lay down justice and protect the community. And so you'll be able to have room to protect your community against some of the ills that will be coming and threatening the existence of the safety of your community. And that opportunity will present itself without you having to do much at all. But you have to be prepared. You cannot be in it by yourself. There'll be elements in our community that will try to run rogue. We have to clean the community up. The rogue elements cannot have any negotiation power. The hard-nosed brothers that have any sense of strength, but also some sense of law and respect, they're going to become our warriors. Most of the warriors and the leaders and the captains and the generals are going to be coming from One Horizon. I'm just telling you, you're going to be the people that are tuned in. That's why you're tuned in, because this is going to be your time. So don't be listening to this stuff and then don't have no weapons and ability to protect your family. Right now, we're going to go into this spot and hang on with us, because we're going to go to the phone lines. But we really got to get serious, brother. Says I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my soul. I know it's coming, and I want us to be a One Horizon family that talks about the other things that have been occurring in the community, not what's happening with us, because we're going to be on top of this. We already got our plan. We ain't got to wait to see what they're going to do. We're going to know what we're going to do. So I want to tell you one thing I want everybody to do. I want you to get your pens and paper out right now, brothers and sisters. You need to write this down. If you're on the internet, then I want you to open up a new window. I want you to go there with me. I want you to put in, let me put it in as I'm telling you so we can do it. I want you to put in Utah non-resident, and it should come right up. Utah non-resident permit. Click that. And when you put in Utah non-resident permit in Google, it should come up with the first thing you see is reciprocity with states, Utah Department of Safety. I want you to click that first when it comes up, and it'll take you to a page that'll say Utah Department of Public Safety. Now, let me tell you why you're going here. Even if you're not a resident of Utah, what Utah has is what they call a non-resident permit, which means since there's some states that believe, these whites believe in people having the right to bear arms. They don't really care that black people have it, but they believe that whites have the right to bear arms, meaning you got a right to have a weapon to protect yourself in this country. Okay? Then what some states do, and Florida is another state that has some really, really good non-resident IDs, permits. But what this does is, this gives you the right, even as a non-resident, you file through Utah. You have to take a course, and we'll tell you how to do that. You take a course. It's not difficult. It's not even a test. You take the course. You get it signed off by someone in your state who is authorized to give the Utah gun safety test. And then you either allow that person who you do it from, or you yourself send in your certificate that you passed it from the authorized person that gives the course. You send it into Utah, and they'll issue you what's called a Utah non-resident concealed weapons permit. Now, if you have any felonies, then they won't allow you to do that. I think if you have misdemeanors or something like that, I don't think it's a problem. But if you have any felonies on your record, you cannot do this. You cannot file for this. Or if you do file, you can file, but they're gonna turn you down. Now, when you send this in, they'll send you this. It takes about 6 weeks after you sent it in and everything. If you've done it correctly, you send in your fingerprints and all the stuff they asked you for. They're gonna send you a Utah non-resident permit. You can do the same thing in Florida. This gives you what they call reciprocity in about 30 states. And if you're looking at this page right here, it says, although there are many states that will recognize the Utah concealed firearm permit, the state of Utah has formal reciprocity, which means written agreements with the following states. So I'm just going to say these states real fast: Alabama, Alaska, Colorado, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Hampshire, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, South Dakota, Texas, Virginia, Washington State, and West Virginia. And it also goes on to say the following states recognize the Utah concealed permit. That's Arizona, Arkansas, Delaware, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kentucky, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Vermont, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. And here are the only states that do not recognize it. Washington, D.C., of course, California, Connecticut, Hawaii, Illinois, Kansas, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, and South Carolina. So, here's the beauty of this permit, though. For all of the states that we named that recognize it, either through a written agreement, which is formal recognition of it, or that recognize it, but it's not formal, but they still recognize it. Even if you live in, for instance, I'm right here in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. does not recognize this. So if I have my weapon, I cannot carry it concealed in Washington, D.C. unless I go get a Washington, D.C. concealed weapons permit, which you can possibly, it's impossible to get pretty much. Same thing over in Maryland. It's impossible to get. However, I still, as a Washington, D.C. resident, have my Utah concealed weapons permit, which if I'm in any of the other states that I mentioned that recognize the permit, I am able to have my gun legal and have it concealed with me at all times in those other states, as long as I'm not on a school premise or another place where it's not legal. So in other words, if I live in Washington, D.C., and I have a Utah permit for concealed weapons, I can't go around with my concealed weapon in Washington, D.C., but I can go to South Dakota, I can go to Delaware, I can go to Kentucky, and if I'm in Kentucky, I can have my gun, concealed weapons. Now, you have to learn the rules of that state for their concealed permit law because you can only do it in accordance with their laws. But most of the states that have reciprocity with Utah are states that have pretty gun-friendly laws because they're pretty white states. States are pretty much very, very white and very open to having, allowing people to have gun ownership openly. So it's something that I want everybody to do. If you are capable of properly having a weapon in your home, this is what I want you to do too. I want y'all to listen. I know some of y'all get your wives down and sit them down and listen. I'm gonna give y'all brothers and sisters a time. If you're listening and you have a spouse, please get him to sit him down and listen to this so he can understand what we're doing. We're not telling you to go out and do anything. Brother, get your wife right now, your significant other, your girlfriend, if it's a significant other, get them right now to sit down with you and listen to this. It's very important. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. Part of our freedom struggle in this country, in the West Indies, in Africa, has been made more difficult because Europeans tried to make it difficult to impossible for us to be properly armed to fight and resist their abuse. Nat Turner's struggle would have been much more successful had they made it to the arsenal that they were going to in Jerusalem. Because the reason they were going to the arsenal was because they wanted to get more weapons so that they could really launch a freedom struggle for our brothers and sisters in this country. The Angola Revolution was almost betrayed, not by courage, not by military might, but simply because they had run out of bullets and they didn't have the money to purchase bullets. And if it wasn't for Brother Bob Marley sending in the money to Angola to purchase more bullets, they wouldn't have been successful in that warfare. They were successful because somebody stepped in and purchased, I think he gave like $10 million so they can get bullets. I'm saying that to say it is a crime against our ancestors who died not because they didn't have courage, but because they were not armed. For us to have the ability to be armed, to have the mentality to be able to handle having an arm in the house, to be responsible enough to have the type of children that we raise that are responsible enough to have enough income to purchase a safe, to keep it locked, to be responsible. If you have that competence and you choose not to do it out of laziness, not only are you preparing your children and family to be unprotected in this coming environment that we can see wide open what's happening, but you're also spitting in the face of your ancestors who would have said, man, we wish we'd have lived during your time. We wish we had access to weapons like you did because we are not cowards and we wouldn't have been sitting on our behinds waiting for the enemy to kill us and then trying to do it at the last minute. You're not going to get a last minute. This is your last minute. I can't guarantee you that they're going to get rid of this Utah permit. I can't guarantee you that they're going to get rid of the Florida permit because I know these white folks going to fight for their permits. But I'm telling you like this, don't wait no longer. Because here's the beauty of it. You get your concealed weapons permit. And let's say you are lazy and you don't go get your gun. You don't go get your ammunition. You don't do any of that. When you actually see confirmation of what I'm telling you that this thing is about to go down, at least you are legally authorized to do so. Now, if it goes down and the police are going to pull you over and they're not going to go by the law anyway, well, they're not going to go by the law anyway. But at least you don't want to be in a situation where you have no felony. You have the ability to get the right to carry a weapon legally, and you either are carrying it illegally and get caught and get incarcerated behind carrying an illegal weapon when you had the ability to carry it legally, nor do you want to be in a situation where you don't have it at all and you really want to carry it and you can't carry it because you don't want to get caught up with something illegal. And then you run into a situation with one of these crazy rednecks as you traveling down the highways and byways of America on the way with your family to visit a grandmother or a friend or family. And some of these crackers start tripping and you're not in a situation where you say, if this cracker act up, I'm going to let him have it. It's the law and it's the life. You know, it's the law and it's the life. The life is my family, my daughter, my sister, my brother. You don't want to be in a situation where some cracker comes in your black neighborhood, knocks on your door. You go to the door. You see it's a Peckerwood and you don't have a gun anyway. So you say, what do you want? And he kicks in your door. You want to be in a situation where even if you don't like guns, cracker that looks suspicious comes to your door and is knocking on your door kind of hard. You want to go down and say, well, I feel a little unsafe. Go downstairs, babe. Be here. Take the children here. Take your weapon, load it, cock it, take it off to safety, have it ready. Open the door. Yes, sir. Can I help you? And if that cracker act funny, twist his cap. You want to be in a position to protect your family from some nonsense. These crackers are tripping, brothers and sisters. Again, we're not certain that they were Peckerwoods, but a sister was burned alive. 60% of her body has endured burns in Louisiana, and they sprayed KKK and the N-word on her car. We have not confirmed they are white. We don't want to jump the gun and find out that this is foul play. And we told people that whites were doing this, and we found out it wasn't really somebody white. So we don't want to do that. At this point, though, it's very possible that that's the case. We just showed you and played you the brother part of the clip of the brother's story of where the two white males tried to murder him. You heard Brother Bomani of United Front come on Lady Shabazz's show a few weeks ago, and he was talking about being trained. When the brother tells his story, he doesn't know because he's not trained in fighting. But they have what they call MMA, which is basically learning how to fight, different strategies. And the white boys do a lot of wrestling. And what the white male did essentially was, it's a wrestling move where they choke you behind your throat and they wrap their legs around your legs so you can't move. And he didn't know what it was, but he was explaining what the white male did to him, which is why he said when he got out the car, he hit the first one and he dropped him. Then the big white boy grabbed him from behind and put him in some kind of chokehold and tied him with his leg, which is an MMA hold. He hadn't studied it. He's not training, so he doesn't know anything about it. And all he is incapacitated while the other crackers just hitting him in the head with bottles and everything trying to knock him out so they can go drown him or they can go hang him. But he wasn't successful in knocking him out. And so the brother was able to bite the crack and get away. But long story short, these white folks are training. That's what Brother Bomani was talking about. We got to be trained to defend ourselves, brothers and sisters. And so if you're not physically trained to fight, maybe you're not a physical fighter. Well, then them hot things work really good. If you go to the range, you shoot, you practice. And I want something else, brothers and sisters. I do not want you, brothers, just going out to do it for your family. I want you to insist upon your wife doing it. I'm going to tell you why that's very important. At some point, these crackers are going to see that brothers ain't playing around, and they're going to start trying to hit the brothers. And it's going to only be our women who can do it legally. Every adult that is responsible and a responsible human being in your household is not a hothead that's not going to jump out there when they get mad about something and try to go get a pistol to resolve some kind of street issue or disagreement with somebody. You don't want to do that. You don't want to create more problems than we have. But if you have a household that is a responsible household and people are responsible and mature, I'm saying every child, I would say started at least by 10 years old, a child should be at the range learning how to be responsible with a weapon, at least at 10 years old. For those of you who are afraid to do that, that's fine. That's your choice not to do that. I'm not forcing them. I'm saying we should have our children trained because the children are the ones they're coming to kill. Okay, they're trying to destroy our future and trying to destroy us. We need to have every member of the household, even if your wife, sisters, if you're listening, hear me what I'm saying. Even if you're scared to death of guns and you're absolutely positively not going to learn how to shoot, you should still have that concealed weapons permit. Just in case things get so bad where you realize that you don't have an option. And when that happens, not that you're going to need a permit to do it, but it makes more sense to be legal and to have the authority and the authorization to be able to do this so that you have a legitimate ground to stand on. Because at some point when these crackers start losing in the streets, they start turning to the courtroom. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so it's not going to be an end-all, be-all. At the end of the day, you want to have a weapon to protect yourself in a situation, whether it's legal or not, if you get into that situation. You don't want to have a weapon around if it's going to cause illegal, if it's going to bring you more harm than good. But if you get in a situation where your life is threatened, you want to win. It is irresponsible for us not to have it. So every responsible member of the household, 18 and above, should have the Utah license. If you want to get the Florida license, I think it gives you 3 more states. You can have both of them. And there's a couple of other states that have really good non-resident permits. Also, weapons training. We do not know, but we're going to start finding out if there are brothers and sisters in different areas around the country where you can get good training. I know that there's some, and I know some of the brothers and sisters are going to call up, going to tell us about some of the brothers and sisters that are doing survival training around the country. We want you to start calling up, take your family through it. You won't only learn weapons, you'll learn things about growing food and things of that nature. That's another thing we need to start doing, learning, growing food. But tonight we're going to focus on self-defense, and not from the physical aspect, but from gun and weapon ownership. Everybody out there should own a 9mm because 9mm are very, 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 very frequently used, and there's a lot of ammunition for it. The ammunition is inexpensive, and you generally don't run out of the capacity to get 9mm because 9mm bullets because they're very, 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 very popular weapon. They also can generally hold a large capacity. You want to have hollow point bullets because hollow point bullets explode and they do more damage, and you're not going to be shooting at innocent people. So it's not like you're not shooting to kill. You're only shooting at someone if they're threatening your life and your family's life. You don't want to have to shoot them 20 times to make a point. That first time you hit them, you want it to mean something. You wanted to put them on their way down, and then the second time you hit them, you wanted to put them out. That's how you kind of go. It's generally taught by most instructors. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Quick. Boom, boom, boom. Your object is to incapacitate the criminal that's trying to break the law and kill and harm you and your family, and you want to do it as precisely and definitively as possible, up front, quickly, fastly, and then you want to go on about your business and continue to live your life. And if they make it, I guess they'll have to deal with whatever consequences of the condition they're in. If they make it, the objective is that they don't make it, so they can't harm you, because if they make it, they might be able to continue to bring harm to the family. So we want all young people over 10 years old, and every family has to decide if your child is mature enough to do this. Do not do this without making a decision if your child is mature enough. But I think 10 years old is pretty late. My intention is to start my daughter when she's 5 years old, taking her to the range, small weapon, teaching her how to shoot. I didn't say we're going to do it for certain, but if she's mature enough, I want to start that process because I don't want our future generations, not nobody coming from my seed, to be unprepared to take life in the defense of a future for African people. I don't want that on my record. I don't want to look my ancestors in the face and say, you had a child, but they didn't know how to kill nobody. No, I did not have a child that didn't know how to kill somebody. They must have killed me before I got a chance to teach them how to. I want a child that's perfectly willing and capable and knows how to do it, to take a life in defense of African life and African future. If you're not thinking that way, then I want you to just start paying attention to what's going on. It's getting very, very serious out here. And if we don't get as serious or more serious than these crackers, we're going to be just like the poor small hats or the small hats who were being used as guinea pigs by the other small hats doing what they call the Holocaust over in Hitler, Germany, where they walked them to the gas chambers. They're taking you to kill you and gas you up, and you just walking peacefully. We want to be in a situation that we call surprise, where they come up with their weapons saying, well, everybody in this neighborhood has to go, and 5 of them come down the street and say, everybody in this neighborhood. Then there's 4 of them that's coming around and say, everybody in this neighborhood. Then there's 3 of them that said, we want everybody in this. Then there's 2 of them, and the last one comes to your door and says, I got 5 guys behind me if you don't come out of this house. And we look back and say, where they at? And he looks back, and all of them are down. And when he looks back now, we don't have anybody in our community talking about they want us to leave our community. That's how we want this thing to go down. It's going down. As it intensifies, we need to start intensifying. That's why you hear me talking intense tonight. It's intensifying. I met with that brother in Delaware, and I was saying this is bigger than Delaware. I got the call today about the sister getting burned. Again, we haven't confirmed that they're white. It doesn't really matter, though, because this is what whites are doing. We had our brother Shadow here that talked about what they did to his son. We had Rakia Boyd's family here. We talked about, they murdered his sister. The whites think it's funny now, and they're getting geared up for mass murder of African people. We need to get geared up for reverse mass murder, meaning it's going to be a not mass murder of black people. Somebody might die, but they won't have black skin. That's what we're talking about tonight. And we want the brothers and sisters, everybody in the home does not have to own a weapon. If they're not mature enough, you don't want to do it. But we should have a policy in our black homes that we will not have an 18-year-old, and I'm talking about responsible parents. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not talking to Negroes who don't have the control of their emotions, or Africans who don't have control of their emotions. I'm talking about mature youth should not be going off to college without knowing how to shoot. Because what I'm finding is, in this Delaware situation, all of the brothers that we found thus far that appear to have been lynched, or this brother who's claimed to have been lynched, are brothers who are ex-felons or brothers who are known to be in the street. So what it appears that the whites are doing in Delaware is they're picking the kind of brothers that people will already speculate that something's going on with them and not be that concerned. So if a brother has been into the jail prison system or something like that, he probably doesn't have a family situation where his family's going to jump on the case and know about how to put pressure on Attorney General to carry a case. It looks like they're going after people who they think our community would not be concerned about. And in that way, by killing those type of brothers that already have criminal past, or even if it's not fully criminal, suspect past, that even their own families will say, we don't know if this was really a lynching or if this brother in the family getting what he's into out there in the streets. It appears that could be the philosophy at this moment. Again, can't verify, but one thing we can verify, the whites are talking about killing black people. They're saying it every day in the South. The Tea Party, the right-wing conservatives, the militias, they're talking about killing black people, and they're killing black people, and they're killing more black people than we're getting a story on. And many times the reason we don't know that so many black people are getting killed is because when the story gets to the family, either the person comes up missing and the family never finds them. There's a bunch of missing people, black people in this country, and we don't know anything about it because they're just missing persons. Or when the family finds out what happened, because the person was involved in criminal behavior, many times the family does not speculate that what's happening is this race war that's occurring. The family speculates that it was the criminal behavior that they involved in that made what happened happen, even though the circumstances oftentimes are mysterious. So it's getting serious. I think that it should be a rule in the African nationalist, the Haitianist community. We do not raise children that cannot take lives in defense of African people, which means by 10, at least by 10, we start them and training them, even as with BB guns or water guns, aiming weapons for the defense of their family and teaching them how to maturely deal with weapons. And by 18 years old, by the time they have the legal right to vote and the legal right to be drawn into the military and drafted into the military, they also have an equal right, a responsibility as an African to get a weapons permit and to be trained with weapons, and when the circumstances are appropriate, to have a weapon that they own and they're very familiar with how to use. That should be part of our basic policy. I'm not here to talk to nobody tonight. Do not call this station talking about I don't believe in gun rights and gun owning. And if you're talking that Negro stuff, that's fine. You have a right to have your own opinion, but I don't want to cuss you out tonight, and I will cuss you out because people are getting murdered. And I'm not here to talk to no Negroes tonight or no scared to death so-called Africans tonight. This is about serious defense of our race and our future. And this is not a game, brothers and sisters. These crackers are murdering black people, and it's going to get more intense. And this stinking mulatto, when he gets in this second time, is going to come after all of us. So we got to be prepared, mature, not running out here, running off at the mouth about what we're going to do, this, that, and the other, but mature, quiet, stealth, organized group of people that are prepared to do what is necessary to protect the future of our people. So I'm going to go to the phone lines now. I know I've done a lot of talking, but I hope that this discussion is helping people in terms of knowing what we want you to do. We want everybody out there that is capable and mature and responsible to get your Utah weapons permit. And when you go to the Utah Department to website, in order to find out a person in your area that you can take the course from, most of them are white. I'm just be honest with you. Most of them are white. You click on your state, and once it goes to your state, it'll tell you who you can go. You can actually go and find an individual who can do it. Now, let me tell you the best way to do it when you're going to get your Utah weapons permit. When you do it, there are some people who just give you the course, give you a certificate, and then you got to go file. I'm saying a good price is between $100 and $150. Some people may do it for cheaper. If you do it in groups, like let's say you get your family together and get 10 of your people in your family to do it, they'll usually give you a great deal. So you might do it. Everybody only has to pay $75 to $100. But generally speaking, between $100 and $150. And this is what you should expect from the course, for the person teaching the course. And this is how we were able to do it. Some instructors come out. Not only will they give you the course and print your certificate right there, so you get your certificate right away. They will give you copies of your certificate. They will file your paperwork for you. I mean, you have to fill it out, but they will file it for you. They will take the fingerprints right there. They will do the entire process. When that person comes to your home, you can have 10, 20 people, how many people there that are doing it, that don't have felonies. Even if they do, he'll still process it. It'll get turned down. But you do all the paperwork right there. After you finish, all you do is wait for your Utah concealed weapons permit to come in the mail. And you put it in your wallet just like you got your license. And if you're in a state that you can carry, if you decide that it's the best thing for you to do, you do that. You learn, again, learn the laws of the land, because there are certain places, no matter if you have a concealed weapons permit or not, like schools, libraries, certain public places that you're not supposed to carry your weapon, even if you have the right to have the weapon. You got to learn the rules, brothers and sisters. But the likelihood is you're not going to have too much issues, because you're not going to be going anywhere where they're going to be doing metal detectors, taking your gun in there. That's just common sense. And you're not going to be seen to have your weapon, because it's going to be concealed in a way that's concealed well. Nobody will know you have it. And by the time somebody finds out that you have it, it's not a threat. So the only time anybody would know that you have it is because, well, they actually won't know, but the people standing around, if there's anyone around when it occurs, will know that you had it because you were forced to use it. So with that said, brothers and sisters, we want you to call in. We got a line. It's long, and want you to call and say whatever it is you have to say. 760-569-7676. 760-569-7676. Participation code 948656. Want to remind brothers and sisters, our war room for October and November, it may go all the way through December, but definitely October and November is going to be about the situation in Delaware, Dr. Jahi Issa's situation, and the lynchings, or the apparent lynchings, the story of our brother Henry Fordham, and what's going on in Delaware. And we want you to spread that message as far and wide as you can to see if we can get this story out there so that we can help get this professor his job back and get to the bottom of whether or not these are lynchings or isolated incidents that occurred in Delaware, and bring these individuals to justice who tried to lynch our brother. Without any further ado, I got to say, Detroit!
Peace, how you doing?
Hey, I'm trying to survive in Babylon, sister. How you doing?
I'm good. I know you got a line of people, so I'm not going to try to take up too much time. But I just want to say, as far as teaching children how to use weapons, that's something that we have to do. I know when I was in school, we learned riflery. It was just with rifles that shot BBs, but we learned that in the second grade. And then after a while, they stopped doing that because I went to school in the projects. But all the white schools, especially in the rural areas, they still have all that. They're still learning all that. So we're really making ourselves kind of retarded as far as that goes by waiting until we're grown to learn how to do this stuff. We need to be shooting very young. I'd say, 6 or 7 even. So that's one thing. And another thing, they're definitely preparing something because they've been spreading a lot of rumors now that if Obama gets into office, there's going to be riots. And so these white people are preparing for this. This has just been in the last couple of weeks I've been hearing this. And it's so widespread that even on, natural health sites, they're even putting it out there, prepare and with all these survivalists, prepare and be ready for this because we're going to have these riots if Obama gets back into office. So they're definitely setting the climate, and we have to be smart enough to maneuver around that and to be able to protect ourselves because we know black people aren't going to riot if Obama don't get into office, but that's the climate they're trying to create.
Yes, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I'm going to say, I'm convinced, I can't prove this, I'm convinced Obama's already in, so it's not going to be an issue if he doesn't get in. I think, to your point, the issue is going to be when he does get in, these crackers are going to go ballistic. And what I would say, I'm glad you brought that up. And if I'm saying something opposite than what you're saying, let me know. But I think I'm hearing what you're saying. What we need to do is be very careful between the end of November or whenever it's decided in November that he won office, and I would say probably March. Between that time period, this winter, when Obama gets elected, which then that's my position, and some people may not agree with that, but I'm going to say he's going to be elected. He's already elected. When he gets back in, these crackers are going to go nuts. I want people to take, and you got to decide what you're comfortable with, take extra precautionary measures between November and March, not to find yourself in situations where if something went down, you are not prepared to protect yourself. Meaning, I'm not telling people to just stay in the house and don't do anything, but I am saying in this environment, I would at least wait a little while after this thing goes down to not be in that first wave of stuff. And if you are in that first wave of stuff, as best you can, be prepared for something. Because if it goes down, you don't want to be the one that gets victimized.
Definitely. And the thing is, too, we talk about white people, and we definitely have to be on arm because they're definitely coming against us. But we have to look at our own people, too, because, Detroit is, I think, our city has collapsed first. So it's a really good place to study and see what's going to happen to the rest of the country, especially as the economy falls and things like that. And in Detroit, you have a lot of squatters, you have a lot of abandoned houses, and it's not really safe to be out. And it gets to the point my husband doesn't want me carrying a gun when I'm outside. He'd rather me stay at home because he questions my temper that it might get used. But there's been times when I'm at home and there may be a squatter or something just going around looking to see, if they can find a place to stay or something like that. And I'll have to go to the window with the gun and be like, okay, why are you on the side of my house, dude? Keep moving. So while we're preparing for whatever we may have to do as far as race war, we also have to remember that there might be some casualties that look like us too, and be prepared to do that.
And in the context of the program we were having tonight, I didn't mention it, but absolutely correct. The reality of it is, and that's kind of what I said earlier, we're gonna have to do some. We're gonna have to take some baths and cleanse ourselves, take some showers. When this thing goes down, it's gonna get a little crazy, and while it's crazy, do you remember we used to celebrate Christmas? Mm-hmm. And they said Santa Claus, he made a list and he checked it twice. He's going to find out who's naughty or nice.
Yes, sir.
This is list time, brothers and sisters. Make your list. I know some of you got some coonery that's been just so deep in your soul that you can't believe that some Negroes, some of these pedophiles, some of these freaky deakies, and it's just really some of these preachers that are used to try to keep our people docile, and just make your little list, and when God calls, be there to answer Amon's call. That's all I would say.
Definitely. And one last thing before we get off, because I know some people are newer listeners to War on the Horizon, and they might not be there, they might not see the race war coming, but just In day-to-day activity. A few months ago, I saw a video of a woman who was in a Korean store. Don't ask me why we still going to Korean stores. And they thought she stole something, so they were actually trying to restrain her, and in the process ripped off all her clothes to where you could see her breasts, her genitals, her behind. I mean, totally ripped her clothes off. And then this week, I saw a video where they basically did the same thing to a brother. They stripped him down to his boxers over like a Snickers bar. So even in day-to-day actions, none of these ethnicities respect us, and black people are not going to help you. They're going to sit there with a camera phone and take pictures and put it on World Star Hip Hop. They're not going to help you. So you have to be able to defend yourself. And this is something we really need to do, because if somebody is not going to respect you, we have to start forcing them to respect us. And sometimes the only way you can do that is extreme measures.
Well, I couldn't have said it better, my sister. Could you tell brothers and sisters what your program is going to be about tomorrow night, so they can make certain that they tuned in 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesday night for the program?
Tomorrow is going to be part one of a two-part program asking the question of child sexual abuse. Is it an integral part of American or black culture in America, I should say? Has it become an integral part of our culture? So tomorrow will be part one, and then November 20th will be part two.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. So brothers and sisters, I promise you, because I know some things you don't know, I get the inside scoop. Thank you. This is a program tomorrow night, 7 to 9. Anyone who has been sexually abused, anyone or just you yourself, friends and families. This is one that if you got Negroes that like a program like this would be too much for them, but you want to introduce them to some information. Tomorrow night is not going to be that type of program. It's going to be the type of program that any black person can relate to and will appreciate. So have them tune in so that we're going to talk about some real serious things going on in our black community that we need to address and understand are going on, and you do not want to miss this program. So, anything else for us, sis?
No, that's all. Thanks for having the show, and I hope people are listening and taking it seriously.
Yes, ma'am. And could you tell people where they can find out what's going on? I mean, we know they can go to warnerhorizon.com and go to the radio and TV page, but of course that's not updated as frequently. But they can also go to the Facebook. Could you tell them where they can go to Facebook to see what's going on with Warner Horizon?
Sure. They can either, of course, friend Irritated Genie, or they can go just type in War on the Horizon it's a fan page, and definitely just like that. And you should get feeds. Facebook has made it to where now they really limit how many posts people can see. So the more active you are on the page, the more things that you'll see. So if you want to stay up to date, make sure you like things or comment on things, and it'll come up in your news feed a lot more. And of course, get on the War on the Horizon mailing list so you can keep up that way as well.
All right, fantastic. Well, we appreciate it. We love you. We will see you on the battlefield.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's my sister there. Don't try nothing, won't be nothing. Uh-oh, my brother coming right behind. That's right, that's family time. What's up, soldier?
How you doing, black man?
Hey, man, I'm just trying to live in your shadow, brother. How about you?
I'm doing good, sir. Doing good. Just let me tell you, brother, as a follower of Elijah Muhammad, we would talk for years. You don't carry guns. You know, we don't carry guns, and you know, we shouldn't carry much as a penknife. But brother, let me tell you, in the coming times, in this coming race war that is gonna happen, brother, I stay strapped. It's gonna come to a point where. I mean, we're here right now. We don't have a choice. We have to get handgun training. We have to get any kind of training we can get. Like you stated before, fight training, sword training, brother, any weaponry training we can get, brother, we need. But particularly gun training. I was fortunate enough to get 2 weeks of good firearms training, police firearms training, and I was fortunate enough to get 48 hours of good SWAT training. So I know how to use that firearm. You know, it's something I slacked off in. I have not really trained my queen properly on how to use this firearm, which that's something I need to do. Something we all need to do. But
and you know, this is what we're going to do at some point in the future. This, you know, it's totally legal. We're going to talk to our War on the Horizon family. We're going to talk to brothers like yourself and sisters like yourself who have training in weapons. We're going to find out where you're located and find a comfortable, legal way for the brothers and sisters who are willing to do it that we can get War on the Horizon family members who want to learn these things, people that we already know. We're not just going to do it for the open public, somebody new to War on the Horizon, but people that we've talked to, we think that we trust, and we'll say, hey, this person's looking for training. They're looking in a certain area. You know, would you be able to help them go to the range and maybe go out there and shoot? You know, and brothers and sisters, we put money in each other's pockets, so, you know, we'll pay for the training or whatever the case may be with brothers and sisters that can help us do this. That way a brother or sister who's never had a weapon but has the spirit for this can know everything, or most of the things they need to know about gun safety, how to shoot, and learn all that from a War on the Horizon brother or sister, so that it's in the family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's very important to study the laws in each state. Like, a lot of people don't know, you don't need a concealed carry license to own a gun. You know, as long as you have a felony, you can own a gun. Most states have open carry laws where you can just own a gun and you can carry it on your hip like a police officer. You know, you can get certain feet from a public event, you know, like a mall or, you know, a school or like a stadium having a ball game, but you can open carry. And you don't need a concealed carry to open carry. Once you get into your vehicle, if you don't have a concealed carry, you take the magazine out, take the one out the chamber, and separate the gun from the magazine, and that's legal. A lot of people don't know that.
Yes, sir.
Pennsylvania, if you have your concealed carry, you can get on, matter of fact, you can get on their Attorney General website. You can print out a form. All you have to do is actually mail them a copy of your concealed carry, a copy of your driver's license, a copy of that form, and $25. You got your Pennsylvania concealed carry. It's a non-resident. A lot of people don't know that.
So now, with my Utah one, I don't have to do that, right? If I got my Utah, I can drive through Pennsylvania strapped, right? Or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But it's good. Just get as many as you can get.
Yeah, and I agree because
in Vermont, you don't need a concealed carry. You can conceal carry in Vermont. You can just go there, conceal carry. It's legal.
Wow, didn't know that.
You got to study laws in each state. We know California, Illinois is pretty much off limits. New York, they got a lot of real restrictive laws, but
D.C., Maryland, yes, all of those.
Yes, sir. But Cincinnati, I definitely know, I did it. Open carry, Detroit, Michigan, open carry upstate. So you can open carry like a police officer.
Yes,
sir. Walking down the street with your gun on your hip with no concealed carry.
Well, brother, man, you know it's always an honor to have you. You know you're the hardest working man in show business, but this is the hardest working man in the revolution. It's very difficult to get him on the line, so we are honored when we got you on the line, brother. So anything else you want to say to the black family?
Yes. Stay strapped.
Hey.
Get a handgun. Don't be scared. Spooky Muslims, if you're listening, stop being spooky. Get a handgun. Elijah Muhammad said we shouldn't carry a gun, but you can own one. Get a handgun.
That's right. Believe it. Appreciate it. Love you, brother. Stay strong. Keep that. You got to keep that sister tight, nigga. You know she ready to go out there and start shooting that thing just cause.
Oh, brother, I'm giving her a slingshot. She's getting a gun.
She gonna take out some eyes with it too. Watch. Yes, sir. We see you on the battlefield, soldier.
Yes, sir, brother. Peace.
All right, that's my brother there. That's my brother. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving because this is your show, not mine. Your program, not mine. We're going to 8769. You're live on War on the Horizon.
Yeah, how you doing? Peace. My name's Tad.
You say Tad?
Yeah, T-A-D.
Yes, sir, brother Tad.
Just really appreciate a lot that you're doing, bro. I just really had to tell you that. You know, I try to do my little work in my neighborhood in Brooklyn, and you know, I tell a lot of young brothers, you know, how the system is designed to set them up, give them felonies, you know. So just the information you're giving out right now, you know, that it's all right to have guns, you know. I tell them we need less gangsters and more warriors. You know what I mean? I tell them, you know, don't get caught up in the trap with the drugs and all of that. Just gotta study your history. Learn who we are as black people, you know, as African people. It's a shame because we losing brothers on a regular basis to nonsense. And it's really designed for us to fail. But, you know, we got brothers like you, so many other brothers. God bless Khalid Muhammad. I tried to chime in that night. You know what I'm saying? Should he go in the Hall of Fame, you know? And I definitely feel he has to, you know?
Yes, sir.
You know, that's a brother I had the pleasure of meeting one day, just on the humble in the streets, in the hood. You know, I walked into the store and I couldn't believe it. Like I bugged out. You know, I'm like, yo, that's Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And we sat, we conversed, we exchanged numbers, and the brother called me back. I left him a message on his Georgia number, and he called me back, and we got up, you know, and it was a life-changing experience, you know, because this is like 97, 98, like the modern-day Malcolm. You know what I mean? But I just definitely, I'm happy to talk to you, bro. I put a lot of people on, a lot of brothers who know what time it is. I was like, yo, you got to check out this brother named the Irritated Genie. He's real serious, and it's time for us to get serious because we watch it. People complain about our youth, but then I ask people, well, what are we doing? What are we doing? They're young people. They only know what we teach them, and we're not teaching our children anything. We're just teaching them to be complacent, teaching them that we were victims. We never told them about the Deacons for Defense or the Black Panther Party or the Mau Mau's or the real meaning of the Crips and Bloods. I spoke to the brother Sinyanka Shakur a couple of weeks ago. You know, and he's a real strong brother. I also had the pleasure of meeting the real Rick Ross, you know. So, you know, it's a lot of brothers who really ready, but we just got to organize, man, you know. And I know you got other people waiting to chime in, but I just want to tell you thank you, man.
Hey, brother, I want to tell you thank you for calling in and supporting and putting people onto it. All we can do is give the information, but if nobody's listening, then we defeating our own purpose. So it's because of brothers like yourself who hear it and say, hey, this is right. We got to get people on. That's the only reason we exist. That's the way we spread our message, and that's the way we get our people prepared to survive America and into the future. So, brother, we appreciate you tremendously, and we thank you. And we hope you continue to support and listen, and stay tuned with us and keep teaching those young brothers the right thing and stay strong up there in Dirty Apple. All right, brother?
Yes, sir. And I'll be down to check you one day. I definitely got to come down and, you know, really sit in on it.
Yeah. See, this is what we got. We got every other week for until December. Every other Saturday, we having a lecture. If you can't make it down until December 15th, you can't make it to one of those, then in the spring, we're going to have a whole series of things as well. And they're going to be workshops. They're going to be really exciting, and we'll be there at that one too. So, you know, see when you got a chance, let us know. Send us an email that you're coming through, and we'll make sure, you know what I'm saying, we're looking out for you, brother, and you'll have a wonderful time when you come down with the family.
All right. Thanks a lot, brother. Peace.
All right. Peace. And for my brothers out there that are still waiting for the DVDs, please don't be dismayed. We're going to send the DVDs out. We just had the program this weekend. We had to go up to Delaware to interview the brother and really try to help get the word out about what appears to be lynchings in Delaware and the situation with the professor where he's under all kinds of scrutiny because he's asking us questions about what's going on. So we haven't had a chance to make those, to send them out yet, but we are going to be sending them out shortly, brothers and sisters. So we keep our word. We're just a little behind on that. Oh!
Yeah, I'm not playing.
Uh-oh.
You can have one, but you're not going to keep second.
Uh-oh. He's in there giving some body shots to somebody. It sounds like he's letting the little lady know what she got to do. Let me tell you a quick story, brothers and sisters. I don't tell many stories, but I got to tell you this story. I had a connecting flight, and in my connecting flight, it stopped me down in Alabama, and I was switching flights to go out to California, and when I was switching flights, I got off, and the three crackers was in the bathroom. I had to stop in the bathroom, and one of them bumped into me. So I looked at this big country-eating cracker, and I ain't gonna lie to you, he's a big dude, and I didn't know if I could take him. And, you know, I would have never told this story, but I'm gonna tell y'all the story. I didn't know if I could take him, and I turned to him, and I said, look, man, you bumped into me, because, you know, I'm still a dude from the city. I gotta act tough, but these some big crackers. And the crackers looked at me like he bumped me on purpose, and they about to jump me. So I'm about to, you know, get ready to get in this thing. And a brother walks out from behind a stall and smacks the white boy and grabs him by his neck and says, do you really want this? He said in one of them real country tones, you really want this? And he choked the cracker, and the cracker said no. And all three of them walked off. And I'm looking, I said, who the heck is this dude? And we just started conversing and talking. And when I was leaving, I said, look, man, I never realized that y'all country brothers go so hard, man. Dang, I'm surprised. And he said, brother, one correction. See, I'm not country, I'm Southern. Brother, newborn African, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, brother? You doing all right tonight?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
It's
wartime. It's wartime, baby. That's all I know.
Yes,
That's
sir.
all I know right now. Hey, the one thing I want to add on, man, is also when you're looking at your guns and everything, I think it'll be a pretty good investment if you could get a revolver. And the reason I say that right there is because one thing about them, you know, automatic guns, they will jam, especially if you keep the bullets in the magazine too long. You're supposed to take those bullets out and let them, you know, rest up for a minute, let that spring rest up a little while. But a revolver, you don't have to worry about that right there. You can let it sit up for 5 years, you can pick it up and it's going to shoot. So, you know, that's one thing I wanted to add. And another thing I wanted to say is, from what I've been looking at with these racial killings and everything, we got to cut the crackers loose. Look at here. I understand, you know, probably nobody on this broadcast, but if y'all hanging around with white folks and conversating with white folks outside of work, you got to let them go. Because I've been looking at a lot of these killings. A lot of these people are getting killed because they are friends with them. And that happened in Alabama about a month ago. This brother, he takes like old scrap stuff down to the recycle center. And the brother turned up dead on the side of the road. Come to find out, the guy that owned the recycle center killed him. And, you know, because everybody was saying, you know, it had the way it looked and the way it played out, it had to be somebody that he knew and was comfortable being around. So it ended up, it was that white dude that and for no reason, just took him out there, killed him, pushed him out to a vehicle and kept him moving.
And you know,
so that's why I'm telling folks, look at here. You know, you can't, you gotta let them go. You gotta let them go. You can't, you know, after work, that's it. No, don't go to no bar. Don't go to their house. Definitely don't have them over yours. You know, we ain't gonna ride around. You know, we ain't even gonna walk through the neighborhood together. Let them go. You gotta cut them loose.
You know, I'm gonna tell you a story that goes right in line with your point. That's an excellent point, brother. There was a Marine in Virginia. This was only about 10 years ago. He's hanging out with these crackers. It's a brother, but you know how these Negroes are. He's a Marine, hanging out with these two Peckerwoods, and he was dating a white female. And I think they had left a club or something like that, and they all got drunk. They were out hanging out in the woods or something like that, drinking. And these crackers deep on the inside was upset because he's out here laying around, messing around with these white females, and they got ticked off. And they're Marines now, and they burned them alive.
Oh, man.
This is a story right out here, not too far from D.C., right out in Virginia. And it was one of those cases, and it goes right to what you're saying. He's hanging out with these crackers, getting drunk, and then when their true colors hit, now he done got burnt up, got a necktie from a cracker.
Mm-hmm. Like I say, man, you gotta let them go. You can't trust them. I mean, these jokers be laughing and smiling, and come to find out every time it be these jokers' friend that end up killing them or either sending them up to be killed. And like you say, when Barack Obama is selected again, something gonna have to jump off, because these jokers is like about to explode already. And one more point I gotta make also. We gonna have to definitely get serious, and like you said, we should have been serious about you. I want y'all to think about this right here. These are the regular crackers out here that's killing and lynching people. Now, what you think the Aryan Nation and the Ku Klux Klan sitting back thinking? Look at here, we gonna have to go harder, because if regular people is out here putting up like this right here, we gonna have to show. They gonna have to do something. Look at here, they supposed to look at us to be doing this stuff right here. So if the regular citizens, the regular people that ain't in the Ku Klux Klan and Aryan Nation and all those skinhead groups is out here doing that, what you think they gonna get when the time comes? What you think they gonna get out here and do?
Bro, that's an excellent point.
They gotta try to show up. You know, they gotta make their point more broad, and you know, they gotta stand out more than what's going on now. Do you see what I'm saying?
Essentially, what I'm hearing you saying is a real. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even thought about it. Right now, we're having random, everyday crackers just recklessly murdering black people. The trained ex-military, the militia, the black
the Blackwater, the real murder crackers haven't even started yet.
Exactly. And so when they get started, you know they got to try, look here, we got to outdo what's already going on out here.
Let me say this. Let me say this in reference to what the brother here is saying. What I want brothers and sisters out there to do, if you know any ex-military, non-Uncle Thomas Negroes, which can be very difficult to find, but if you do know some, start talking to them. Because honestly, when this thing starts hitting, we're going to have some run-of-the-mill, everyday, blind-eyed Negroes. When they start waking up, you want to be the ear. You want to already be the Warner Horizon needs to be in their ear, even if they're not listening to our station because they're not ready for that and they wouldn't listen to it. If you're tuned into them and just dropping little stuff here and there, when something goes down and they have to make a decision, you want to be the one in the ear and say, we knew this would happen. You know what you got to do. We do not want these Negroes to join in with the white folks to try to bring peace to the community, which essentially disarms the revolutionary element that's trying to protect our people. We want them to see their mothers and their fathers and their children as under the same kind of threat that level that we're under, and see themselves as black. And the only way that's going to happen if you keep those connections. So what I'm saying essentially is start getting in the ear of brothers and sisters who will fight or who have the capacity to fight and hitting a little consciousness with them. Even if you don't bring them to Warner Horizon, just bring them a little consciousness here or there. If they're ready, send them to Warner Horizon. If not, you just be that tool, because when it comes down, everybody's going to look for where to go. And you want them to come to you. You want all them Negroes in your family that argue about this black stuff today, when they mama get murdered on some of this crazy cracker stuff, you want them calling you on the phone and say, what we going to do? You say, look, are you getting serious or you joking? If you're emotional, I ain't got time for this. If you're serious, let's sit down and talk. And that's when you can say, look, family, this is how we going to handle this. All your white friends got to go. We don't have no white friends. Don't call nobody. Don't call nobody. If you want to keep your white friends or you dating somebody, y'all got to go. That's not who we're going to do this with. We're going to keep it black. We're going to keep it tight and then put it together and then take power and seize the opportunity to become a leader in the family instead of just being led.
I agree.
Well, brother,
that's all I had to say for tonight, brother.
Well, brother, those were extremely critical contributions. Just to highlight one thing you said one more time for everybody out there that remembers the program we did with Brother Shadow from California, whose son got murdered, lynched in Louisiana. Brother Newborn African's point is exactly the case. Remember, the white males that killed his son were individuals that he considered his friends that he was running around playing with.
True.
So they would have killed somebody else. We're not saying they would have killed somebody black, but they would have killed somebody else who they thought they had as a black comrade, likely, than his son if he wasn't habitually running around with them thinking that he was their friends. All right, brother. Well, hey, man, you did what you always do. You bring the heat, brother. We appreciate that.
No problem, brother. Peace.
Peace. That's our brother, Newborn African, man. What can you do, man? He's newborn. He's ready for war. I love it. Uh-oh. What's that I hear coming down the highway, man? We was about to leave this place, thought we was going to lose this thing. But uh-oh, I see a caravan coming. And it looks like it's coming from the southbound lane. I think it's going to get our people free. My brother Lewis. Brother Lewis?
Peace and blessings, Brother Genie. How you doing?
Hey, man. Now that you're here in the southbound lane, I'm doing all right.
Yes, sir. Brother, I think one of our brothers is on from Winsboro. I think his last score is 1060. And he can give you more information about what actually happened to our sister yesterday down there. Also, I know you heard about the two brothers who were in Arkansas who they attempted to lynch. It's in the final call.
No.
Yeah, there was two brothers who were on the football team who went in to lift weights with some, hold on one second. Brother Gene?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. there, brother?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there were two brothers who were on the varsity football players. This is in East Arkansas school. They both were people. The superintendent is talking about it right now, where they were attempted to be lynched while in the weight room. In fact, if you go to the final call, the story is right there in there now. This is in Winds, Arkansas. So this is just bearing witness to what you're saying about white people killing black people consistently.
Wait a minute. Slow, Brother Lewis.
Right here in Louisiana or Arkansas, which is nothing more than North Louisiana.
Brother Lewis.
Yes, sir.
You telling me that they were in there lifting weights, and what happened?
A gang of whites came in and said, we're going to lynch some ends, and held the brothers down and put ropes around their neck. And eventually they let them go, but the sister is just hysterical. One of the brothers his father was actually making some comments on police brutality and stuff in the neighborhood, so he thinks that's why it happened to his son. But the other sister, she's just somebody who's not conscious at all, and she doesn't know why they attempted to lynch her son.
Wow.
But, I mean, it's just amazing. This show that you do is very important because it helps us to build a nervous system, because many of these stories would never get out if it wasn't for things like War on Horizon or the Final Call newspaper, places where you print these black stories. But the story that I'm talking about specifically is in Wynn County, Arkansas. And it's the full story in the Final Call newspaper. But I want to hear from my brother from Greensboro. If you could get him on, I'd appreciate it.
I'm going to go ahead and skip and get to him right now. So thank you for calling in, brother. We appreciate that tidbit there. And we will see you on the battlefield.
Also, brother, if you don't mind, on our show, we're going to have Dr. Ridgely Muhammad, who manages our 1,600-acre farm on Sunday, this coming Sunday. So it should be real interesting. We're going to be talking about the secret relationship between blacks and Jews, and why blacks should go back to the farm.
Wow. Brothers and sisters, I hope you heard that. You got plenty of days' notice. Set aside 2 hours Eastern Standard Time. It'll be 5 to 7 p.m. this coming Sunday. And give us the topic that you'll be talking about again. All right, I think the brother put the phone down, but he'll be talking about we got to get back to the farming and growing our own food, brothers and sisters. So make sure that you tune into that. Brothers and sisters, I'm going to skip just so I can get to the brother who can tell us more about the story with the sister who was burned while alive. 60% of her body's been burned down in Louisiana. 1060, you live on One Horizon.
Good evening, brothers. This is Bishop Connor, brother.
Good evening, my brother.
The struggle we down here on the ground in Winsburg, Louisiana, has been here ever since noon today. We were able to go out to the where the incident took place, and the community is much in fear. We've been out and we haven't seen any of our black local pastors. We haven't yet saw any black local officials, and we live about an hour and a half away. But we came to stand with the family and the kids. We were in observance. We were able to walk through the crime scene without any barricades or whatever. And at this point, the local law enforcement, sheriffs and all, have said that this is not considered to be a hate crime. But the sister is hanging on for her life in LSU at the Shreveport Medical Center in Shreveport, Louisiana. And her family is needing the support of everybody from around the nation. She said that while she was taking an evening stroll about 8 o'clock in the evening, 3 white men approached her with hoods on their heads. And she could tell from their voices that they were not brothers. So we are yet here they said that they would beef up the patrol in the black community. And in this particular part, we've been in observance for the last 8 or 9 hours, and we've probably seen 1 or 2 law enforcement vehicles all day long. But it's much needed. She said that she knew from the observance they had on their Klan uniform. So it is a bunch of inferiority on the ground, but bless, God. We were in a meeting a few minutes ago, and the Fruit of Islam was in the house. They've come, and we're going to be here, but we need this to spread abroad because it seems to me it's something that they're going to try to wash under the rug. Just saying it wasn't an act of hate. It was just somebody doing, whatever. But we need everybody on the horn, everybody to get involved. We were initially there in the struggle with Gina Six, the original one, when they really wanted to smother down about the rope in the tree. So we're back on the horn again, trying to put this out that the family can get some support around this nation. And again, we know that as it was spoken earlier, it's just because our brother was looking out for the greater good of us all at the White House. People are real upset and trying to back us up in those corners because we only have a few days to go and pull the lever that we can continue that march for freedom. But we're here tonight. We're going to stay around for a little bit, then we're going to leave and come back tomorrow because we don't want no work to be going undone, but we need some eyes and ears. We need it pressed as far as you can put it because the young black sister, she didn't deserve it. They was asking, do you think that a brother could have did it? And I told him, I said, brothers by nature. The young lady, she's on Facebook. Her name is Shamika Moffitt. And if you would look at her being nice looking as our sisters normally are, if we'd have thought of walking in the park, we sure wouldn't have burned her with no gas. We'd have probably been asking for a number. Can we take her out? But that's the thing. This is Franklin Parish, which is located in Winsburg, Louisiana, is said to be, by the mayor's statement today, one of the last hoods where the KKK has yet to hang their hoods up. They have pockets out in the country, hot spots out in the country part of Franklin Parish where they're still alive and well. So we're needing some assistance in this matter.
Well, this is what we need. Would you be able to get, what we'll do is a special emergency show maybe for Wednesday night, if we can get the mother, the sister, anybody who would be willing to do the program, we would get them on air so that we can put this information out to let the world know what has occurred and let the family talk.
Correct. I'm in the process as we speak. The young lady's uncle works in Houston, Texas with a niece of mine, and she's in the process the last 30 minutes trying to galvanize his phone number because he's at the hospital. Hanging out with them. He drove from Texas, so I need to get his number, which is the young lady's uncle, her mama's brother, because the mother is so distraught at this point. She haven't been talking too much to anybody.
Okay.
Because she don't really know who the enemy is.
Okay, then if you can do this for us, if you can get somebody for us so that on Wednesday night, we'll just do a special program, 7 to 9 p.m. That'll be that's Eastern time, so I think that'll be 6 to 8 p.m. you all's time.
Okay.
And if you get the information to Brother Louis Ali in time so we can connect with them through email and set it up and give them a call, we'll set up and do a program with them so they can come on and tell as much of the stories they know, give all the information so it can't get swept up under the rug. And we can put this information out there and send it out to the world so everybody knows what's going on.
Yes, sir. I'll locate the number tonight and get it through the sources of the proper channel where Brother Louis can get it. But I'm in the process of getting the number to the uncle who's at the hospital now.
Yes, sir.
Because, we don't need to let this go by. A young lady, 21 years of age, vibrant, got a career in front of her, just taking a relaxed evening in the park as normal. But she's attacked. They said that she was raped, but you can actually walk in the park up in the wooded area and see the burnt grass.
What you just, wait a minute, you just said something. You said she was attacked, and what did you say?
Yeah, she was. They alleged that said that they had raped her.
Is that something you're getting from?
But it has been alleged. That's why we wanted to talk. When I talked to the mayor, they said 2 or 3 things happened to her, but she hasn't been saying much. So that's why I want to make sure we get it factual directly from the uncle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we've been here all day listening. We've been listening in one spot trying to see, normally when assailants do things, they normally would drive back up on the scene or send their family members or whatever. So we've been eyes and ears out at the actual spot where the infringement took place. We've been here for about 6 hours apart. We're sitting out here as we speak in the dark, trying to see who drives by or whatever. Because the system has said on today's news, the local channels, that they don't deem this to be a hate crime.
This is what we want to do, because this situation, this is what we want to do. I first want to make sure you get the uncle and anybody else in the family, and we want to make sure we get 100% accurate information. Let me tell you why.
Correct.
The reason it needs to be very accurate, we need all the information, is because we don't want to jump the gun on something. However, this situation is as bad as the Trayvon Martin situation.
Right.
But we want to make sure, one, that they were white. Not that we don't want whoever to get caught, period. But we want to make sure, because if they're white assailants, what this means is this may be the first or may not be the first, but it definitely is not the last person who's going to be assaulted in that community. And like the Trayvon Martin situation, where the new Black Panther Party stood up and said, we're going to find this person one way or the other. And it was taken care of. If we get the facts and we find out the situation, this is not one we can sit on.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. Well, I'll have the uncle's number tonight and refer to the necessary party to get it to Brother Lewis on tomorrow.
We appreciate that, brother.
Yes, sir, but we'll yet be eyes and ears. And, we came up to see for ourselves. And like I said, we've been here all day. I had a meeting with the mayor later on this evening. He concurred. The FBI is here. The state police was in town along with the local enforcement.
Well, brother, stay strong. Make sure you be wary of the white authorities, but you got to work with them. But make sure you got some brothers with you at all time, and you all be very safe down there.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll stay in touch and look forward to being in on the convo on Wednesday in the midst of the conversation.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right, brothers and sisters, that's some warriors down there that's willing to see. When we say that there are no black men, we got to understand it's not true. We don't have enough black men doing what we're supposed to do, but there are some good black men who are not going to stand idly by and allow these types of atrocities to occur to our people and not stand up. And there's a brother we got that's there. He ain't talking about being there. He's physically on location like a good soldier would do and going down there to protect our community. And we want to get in there, get the sister story, and then determine what the truth is. And once we determine the truth, it's from that point that we got to go and produce justice. I want to hold off till we know exactly what the story is, so we have all pieces of the story. And once we have that, I really want to say this is unnerving me. We got to get some form of justice if this is what we think it is. So I want to hold off, because if it is, then I'm gonna say we have to get justice. 5111, you're live on Warner Horizon.
Thank you, Brother Janie. This is Emerson. I am the gentleman that Lewis had told to call, but I called my local NAACP president and regional vice president, Bishop Connor, who just got off the line.
Yes, sir.
So I'm 100% supportive of him. I did want to emphasize that the FBI is there, and they're only investigating, from what I've read, whether or not it was a hate crime.
So essentially, whoever did it, quote unquote, gets away with it. And they're sitting there trying to figure out if it's a hate crime or not, but they're not pursuing, as far as you know, they're not diligently pursuing to find out who did it.
Correct.
Okay, this is a problem.
It really is.
Somebody's got to pursue in that city to find out who done it. Someone's got to pursue something.
Brother Janie, there's a line in the local law enforcement. I'm not saying let's go to the FBI and trust them, but the local chief of police used to be a deputy. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he worked closely with the gentleman who's sheriff now. So
there's an appearance of impropriety, if nothing else. That park is in a public area, and it's dark on the outside, but around the track, around the walking trail, it's lit. They have light posts every probably quarter of a mile. I'll take some pictures of the walking trail tomorrow, and what I'll do is I'll email them to Lewis.
I'm gonna tell you. Yes, sir. Yes, he can get them to me.
I'll do that in daylight, but I want to do it as just to show where the park is located, where the walking trail is located, in reference to the city, because it's not like it's a really private area. That's what shocked me. I understand that it was Sunday, but again, I was amazed when Bishop Connor called me this morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and told me that this had happened. I'm still shaken to the core about that.
Let me say something, because somehow it's hitting my spirit. This is very relevant. The place, you've been listening to the show from the beginning. You heard the clip I was playing from the brother in Delaware. The place where they tried to lynch him is kind of what you're talking about. It's right on the water, but it's not a secluded place. It's kind of, like I said, the white female who lived in the house could see and hear him while they were trying to kill him out there. So it wasn't like it was done in a secluded kind of place where you wouldn't expect people to be. It was a big open parking lot and a playground. So even though it was a little early for people to be out there, the people that lived there, I mean, she heard it. So it's very surprising when we drove up on it. It wasn't really that secluded an area. It was, I mean, literally you can walk to the main inner city street from it. So it was like, it's a little park and it's kind of private, but not private enough where you think this kind of thing is happening. Is it that this thing is just turning up so hard now that they don't think that there's any reciprocity for what they're doing to black people, that they're just bold and they're just killing black people? Because similar to what you're saying about the police officers, the brother said when the police came, he's ready to, he's totally discombobulated and he's thinking that they're going to come to hear it. They start making fun of him and never would take his report about the fact these two guys tried to lynch him, even though somebody called the police to report that somebody was trying to kill the man.
Correct. And the geographic, just from the geographic description that you just gave of that area, minus the water, you could have been talking about this walking trail, this nature trail, because it's literally probably 25 steps off the main highway, which is U.S. Highway 425. It's a U.S. highway that runs straight through the city, and it's literally about 25 steps off the highway. Again, before your Wednesday show, I'll have some pictures to you all so you can see. I mean, the park is right next to it. There's businesses across from it. So, I mean,
I understand how you feel, brother. I totally understand how you feel, because I was there feeling the same way. We're going to put it up online for people to be able to see what we're talking about. We'll have it out in a few days. We want to edit it to make sure it has the maximum impact. But, brother, we're in a modern day Emmett Till 1950s. And I think it's actually a little bit worse because it's not an attempt to terrorize us. They're not trying to terrorize us because they don't want us to be afraid. They're moving to kill black people.
Ethnic cleansing.
Yes. Well, brother, thank you for calling. Please connect this thing together. We're going to do this Wednesday program. Please get everybody you know to tune into this program. We're going to talk to you. We want the other brother that was on to be there since he's down there. We want...
Bishop Connor will be there. We're actually going to go back to Winsboro tomorrow. I was in New Orleans today.
Yes, sir.
He called me and he told me that he was on his way. But he'll be there tomorrow, and I'll be going there with him tomorrow. Like I said, I'll have those pictures to Louis Ali at some point in time tomorrow.
We will organize it to do this program. It'll be 6 to 8 your time, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we want you to get the word out. We want people to hear this, and I want you brothers to be safe, brother, because all of us need to be safe in these times.
Well, I'm strapped.
There it is.
I've already followed your advice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I wanted to hear. And if you can, when you can, always go on some numbers too. I don't want any brothers out there going solo.
Definitely. I'm not just strapped for myself and my family, but the greater black family as a whole.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We appreciate you, brother. We love you. Stay strong. We will do this program, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. Man, this is serious, brothers and sisters, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm coming to the callers. You can hang on there. I'm coming to you. We're not gonna let anybody go. But I'm really, really, really moved tonight because, there were times. It has been a while, but there were times when we were doing these radio programs where I wondered, are we really doing anything? We're just sharing information and talking about what's going on. I did not realize that when this new movement was going to start, it was going to start with this being a central location where people know if something bad is happening to black people, there are not a whole lot of venues that you can go to where you can talk to black people about what's going on, and people can talk freely and be honest, and we can really deal with our situations. However, I'm very proud of the fact that One Horizon is such a place, and so I'm disturbed with what's going on tonight, but I'm not going to let it take me off the path. We're going to keep moving forward. But I do want to say that I'm very proud that we're in a situation to be able to do what we can to assist, to get involved, get our people's, because imagine, as bad as what's happening is, imagine if our brothers and sisters did not have a place to go to tell nobody who cared what was happening to do nothing. This means, who knows, this could be going on every day. And just because we're just now getting to the point where we got enough expansive outreach that we can talk to people and get the word out, we don't know how long it's really been getting this bad, And we're going to do everything we can do to be here for this, for our people, not just to report the bad news, but to get in a position to, one, to protect our people to have less bad news, and two, so we can give some other folks some bad news. The bad guys got to get bad news too. And we don't want to just be reactionary. We want to get out there and figure out who the individuals are in these communities that are bringing torture and pain to our people and prevent that from happening. Brothers and sisters, please don't go anywhere. I got to step away for 1 minute. I'm going to play Dear White Supremacy by United Front. We're going to be right back in 2 minutes, brothers and sisters. Just hang on with us. I'm coming to the phone lines, 8257. My brother down south, I see you right now. We about to come on to you very soon. So we'll be right there with you in 2 minutes and 2 seconds. We'll be right back.
Black Power family. I want you to get on this joint and speak from the soul, brother.
Dear white supremacy, you thought that you could finish me, but my elders told me you're my motherfucking enemy. Sit down in energy to come at you relentlessly, and I won't give up till there's justice for what you did to me. Crush you like a centipede, blessed with the strength, smarts, and the speed, and the program to end this misery. Turn my woman against me, and now she look at me like I don't respect her and can't protect the seeds. Ignorance and division is what religion breeds. And my mind is deeper than all the 7 seas. So with my 9, I creep up and all you'll ever see is dead crackers click cracking the deadly melody. No childish ways, so my violent ways make me put my life on the line before I die in the cage. Look for truth in the sky, you can lie in the grave. Either die from AIDS or die from a gauge. Either fight for freedom or die as a slave. I send you back from whence you came because your mind's in the cave. I denounce your Nazism and your Zionist ways. I speak the truth through my words and what I jot on the page. Yeah, this cracker said I was laid off, then he broke out and he played golf. Stress got me plotting, killing Jews like Adolf. White supremacy, gay all a black president voting. I was hesitant cause he ain't picked to represent the red, black, green, the colors I bleed. I keep fighting for my seeds for as long as I breathe. I'm supposed to be mean, but I'm all of my dean. Got me taking shots of tequila and rolling up weed. Would you sell your dignity and risk it all for your dreams? I only roll with the strong, the hand of God intervene. Told me we cut from different fabric, others tore from the seams. Giving you food for thought, you get it raw from the king. Essential minerals, I'm giving you no pork or no wings. This is all alkaline, I never rhyme for the bling. Let's go.
All right, brothers and sisters, I'm back here live on One Horizon. We're going to go right back to our phone lines. I really appreciate brothers and sisters on this program. Very serious program. We're glad you're with us. 8257, I think it's a Warrior in the house. How you doing, Warrior?
Black Power, brother.
How you feeling?
Brother, I'm fired up right now, hearing the situation. My wife and I were looking at the information posted about the sister in Louisiana, and we're reading the reviews, and, it's just funny how people are taking the situation and trying to point the finger and act as if this racism and these acts of white aggression towards us is just a figment of our imagination. And, it's just kind of crazy to hear what's going on. Been listening to the show, and it's really about us getting strapped up, staying strapped, not only with firearms, but, some of the words that the great Dr. Collins said, that, we might have to take a pistol. We might have to take the baton out the pocket of the police officer or whoever it may be and do whatever we have to do. That's what I'm down for all day, every day.
All right, you just brought something to my spirit, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Let me make sure I say this correctly. All right, we need to have a policy here. You know what? My phone is breaking up. Stay with me, brother. I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna call right back in. I'm gonna call right back in, brothers and sisters. Hang on with us. Let's see. Let's go ahead and call back in.
This service is provided in high definition by freeconferencecallhd.com. Access code accepted. This conference is being recorded.
Yes, sir. You there with me, brother?
Yes, sir, brother. I'm here.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. We need to have a policy, brothers and sisters. I want everybody to listen because things are turning up, which means we have to turn up. Our position has to be that, and this is a very aggressive position, but it's a position that we have to start going. Our position has to be when we receive aggression from whites that is not warranted, that we have to assume the worst and act accordingly. What I mean by that is, let me put you on hold, bro, because your phone is breaking up on me there. Let me give an example of what I'm talking about. Good example is sometimes if you riding down the street and you have road rage and some white cut you off or you cut somebody off and they get upset. Well, you know why they're upset. It's road rage. That's not a situation where you don't understand why the devil or the peckerwood is upset. That's just a road rage situation. That's not a situation to feel ultra threatened in. If you're walking down the street and some cracker starts talking and using the N-word at you, we have to assume in the climate that we're in that this white individual is going to kill you because that is what is happening. And if you are able to defend yourself, then you should defend yourself as best you can to avoid him being able to kill you or her being able to kill you. We cannot assume, male or female, what they will or can do, and we have to make the best decision we can. Now, you have to be very cautious with that, brothers and sisters, because I'm not telling you that One Horizon is in a position to pay for your attorney's fees, anything of that nature. All I'm saying is I don't want no One Horizon people ending up being the victims. I really would hate to get the day to hear one of my brothers and sisters out there that's on the battlefield in the battlefront for our people to be a victim. They got to be the victims, and then we have to take our day in court, or if it makes it to court, I don't know who's around and what has to happen. But my point being, I don't want none of us to be on that end. If possible, it's not always possible, but we got to start looking at it like this. Whites around this country, we're informed of the fact that they're murdering black people. We are trying our best to avoid any type of conflicts with them, which is why we go and come and go as we please. We don't integrate. We do our thing, go home. But if approached in an aggressive manner by whites, because of this climate, because of the information that we have, we're assuming that they're trying to do the same thing to us that they're doing to other black people around this country. We're forced to defend ourselves aggressively at all costs. You still there with us, brother?
Always, brother. I'm still here.
All right. You got anything else you want to say, brother? And I appreciate you saying that because I that's what brought that up, the comments you made.
Yes, sir. Well, another thing I want to mention, brother, is that we have to stop looking at white folks as being good white folks, and that some of them are out there to benefit us and things of that nature. A long time ago, they realized that putting on those sheets and doing the dirt that they used to do was unnecessary. Now, all of the ones that was doing that dirt are our politicians, our police officers, senators, and everything else. So we got to look at white people for what they are. They can never change who they are because they are from the devil. And the only thing that they do, they try to deceive us by making it seem as if, they have our interests, but they really don't. I mean, and that's just one thing we have to be very, very aware of. And I tell my family all the time and friends or whoever, we got to cut them loose. We cannot deal with them for any reason outside of the workplace. When you go to work, it's a sociable event. You do your job, they do theirs, you keep it moving. But outside of it, we got to leave that alone. But we do have to play, in a sense, the spook who sat by the door.
Yes, sir.
We have to gather all the information that we can gather and be proactive and not just sit there and allow things to go on. But we have to be able to retaliate if necessary.
Agreed 100%. And in the spirit of that, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of a good roach, brother?
The only good roach is the dead roach, brother. Same thing with the cracker. The only good cracker is the dead cracker.
Hey, man, that's why I like my brother D-Town in the South. It's about to be on, baby. I ain't even worried about it. I know we going to win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Cock them on up. Rifles, pistols, improvised munitions. We have to train ourselves. And, I heard Brother King Samir show a little while ago when he was talking about improvised munitions, in which all of these things are readily available on I think I brought it up on his show as well, on our Android-powered devices. These are free apps that tell you about survival, all types of survival. Once again, that's like the military, I think one is like the Marines handbook and the Army handbooks, but if you actually put it in your Google Play Store or Apple, these things will pop up and it will tell you all kind of survivalist tools.
Well, brother, we appreciate that. And brothers and sisters, listen to what the brother's saying. We need to start doing it. What we're going to start doing, I got to figure out when. We're going to start doing some King Samir Black Survival Marathons. And we just got to put the programs together, make sure we're putting the right ones together. And you'll be able to go on a certain day and maybe hear 10 in a row. Maybe the whole day almost hear King Samir Black Survival programs back to back to back to back, because it's time for us to start being ready to survive.
Yes, sir.
All
Black
right.
Power.
Black Power, see you on the battlefield. That's a soldier right there. Don't get it twisted. 5469, you live on Warner Horizon. 5469, going once, going twice. All right. 8794, you live on Warner Horizon. All right, let me go back to my brother Body Shots. We got there earlier. He wasn't ready. Let's see. You ready? You ready to hit him with another punch, brother?
Hotep.
Hotep, brother. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Oh man, it's another tough one, brother.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how do we not see ourselves? That man, our sister, our daughter. I mean, come on, y'all. We don't have nobody to strike back when we struck down. So we gotta become gorillas, man. All y'all fake clowns with these running around with these uniforms, man, hang that crap up. Gorillas don't wear no uniforms. Let's get serious. Yeah, Dr. Amos Wilson said about 10, 15 years ago, he said we got to increase the racial tension in our neighborhoods. The communities we control, kick the Mexican, kick the Asian, kick the cracker out. Everybody get out if you ain't one of us. See, then we develop that revolutionary culture, and then somebody comes loafing on the block, they going to get dealt with. We got a hodgepodge mixture of people just walking in and out of our hoods. We don't know who's who.
So you saying if we had our communities on lockdown, it wouldn't have mattered if they were going to do something or not. As soon as they came in there, they got dealt with. So it wouldn't have mattered if they were going to do something or not. They wouldn't have got to do anything because we just said, just like a roach in the house, they don't belong here. You don't really ask any questions. You just deal with it.
Right. Williams and Monroe, North Carolina, they had set up perimeters for intel. And anytime a cracker crossed the wrong part of the street, they fired off warning shots. And the rest of the neighborhood would know where all the warriors had to collapse to deal with that miscreant.
So what you're saying is, so in order to do that, that means that instead of having neighborhoods, we have to have communities because right now we have places that we live. We don't know most of our neighbors. Most of them are Negroes or Toms or cracker lovers. If we're not in an integrated community, we need to be in communities where there are at least 10 nationalist families. If there's 100 homes in the area, at least 10 of them are within maybe a walking distance. Let's say 4-block radius in every direction. We should have from the central house at least 10 homes that are filled with Haitianist nationalist families, so that those families can control the community board, so that we control those communities, so that the minute that anything funny looks like it's going down, we already got our setup and our perimeter. And then we can also have influence on the young people in the community, on the community centers, what kind of plays come there, what kind of teaching, just everything, so that we don't have to be sitting ducks and letting somebody come and burn our 20-year-old daughters alive.
I see.
Got you, brother, loud and clear. What else you got for us?
On the whole arms race, the crackers, man, they like light years ahead. We gotta make up and redeem so much time. I mean, it's not even funny. Utah is processing 8,000 PCWs a month.
Now, what's a PCW? What's a PCW?
Concealed carry weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, the permits, they processing 8,000 a month. And it's going to take you about 3 to 4 months to get yours once you put it in. Yeah. So it's high time now to get serious about this thing. My wife, she was horrified of guns. Like, when I take the shot, y'all break it down and clean it and hold it, she ain't even want to be in the house. Now she's straight proficient, you know? So for all the sisters that think, you know, you got a stigma, it's time off all that emotional. I got my hairdo just done. Yeah, it's time to put in that work. Put them babies on your back and load that M16.
Wow. Now let me ask you this. There are some sisters who are just, quite frankly, just afraid of weapons and ammunition. What do you have to say for those ones that feel that way and they don't want a man to be around with ammunition and guns and things of that nature? What would you say to that sister?
I say she need to get to know Mabel Williams and Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. Oh, my. Yeah, I mean, I think now we've been so acculturated, we forgot what the black woman is. Do we really know Queen Nzinga? Do we really know Mother Nanny? I mean, the African woman is not something that's just pretty and not willing to put no work in. I mean, have we really allowed the cracker to define who our women are, how they move and groove?
So are you saying that basically, yes, a woman is a soft creature. The black woman is a very precious creature, but at the same time, historically and traditionally, when the time came for her to fight, it was never a question of would she, The question was, how do you prevent her if you don't want her to do it? And you saying, since it's not enough brothers to do what needs to be done, it's time for her to stand up, that she needs to at least stand up and do her part in supporting this war?
Yes, sir.
All right, sisters. Well, you heard it from Body Shot, so you can't blame the irritated genie. He said you got to do your part too. So we're going to be looking for our sisters to be out here in support of the brothers who are trying to do the right thing, who are responsible men, who will be responsible with the weapon and won't be using it on her or using it against some neighbors, but will be using it in the defense of the family. We definitely appreciate that, brother. We love you, and we will definitely see you on the battlefield. Oh, yeah, BB4ODA. And don't be trying to steal my place either. I said what you tried to do this weekend, trying to take the irritated genie. Let me cut that dude. Let me cut that guy off, man. Can't be having him try to take over War on the Horizon. I see what's happening, brother. I see it from a mile away. I see what's happening. Yeah, we calling the soldiers up. I see the spirit coming up, the irritated genie, the spirit of the fighters and the Haitian brothers and sisters. It's all in the house. I can feel it, and I know you can too. My brother, my brother, my brother. How you feeling, warrior?
BB4ODA, bro.
BB4ODA.
I'd like to start off by invoking the spirit of our great ancestor, Bookmar. God who created the earth, who created the sun that gives us light. God who holds up the ocean, who makes the thunder roar. Our God who has ears to hear. You who are hidden in the clouds, who watch us from where you are. You see all that the white has made us suffer. White man's God asked him to commit crimes. But the God within us wants us to do good. Our God, who is so good, so just, he orders us to avenge our wrongs. It's he who will direct our arms and bring us the victory. It's he who will assist us. We all should throw away the image of the white man's God, who is so pitiless. Listen to the voice for liberty that sings in all of our hearts. We swear to destroy the whites and all they possess. Let us die rather than fail to keep this vow. With that said, bro, a couple of things throughout the program I just wanted to add on to. I heard the brother earlier speak about magazines in the springs, and how the springs tend to give out sometimes if you keep the magazines loaded to capacity. So my brother who trained me on weapons taught us to leave your magazine one round short so you don't wear the spring out of it. If you want to have that other round in the weapon, you can actually put it in a chamber so you're not really short on ammo. As far as training children and women or people who are timid about weapons, start with a 22 caliber handgun, 22 caliber rifle. It's very inexpensive. It's like shooting a BB gun, so it's not something that will scare anyone who's already timid. It's excellent for starting, women and children. Those who have financial issues, like we all do right now, if you have family and friends around you who aren't afraid to have weapons, share the financial burden. One of you could buy a handgun, 9mm. One of you could buy a shotgun. One of you could buy a rifle. So you got all bases covered. I think I heard a comment earlier from somebody down south saying that they're talking about beefing up the community with officers. Just for those who are listening, who don't, know this, don't be naive to believe that beefed up, police presence in our community mean that you're more safe. You're probably in more danger because they'll kill you before anybody else will. So you still have to take your safety and your
family safety in your own hands. And I also heard you talking about the Delaware incident and how close the park is to actual people's houses. The closest house to the lake is not even as far as a football field. I mean, you can throw a rock and hit the house.
Yes.
That's how close the houses are.
Yes.
We drove, actually, we drove, like, there's houses right outside the gate to the fence. So it's not like this is happening in secluded areas where, you know, nobody can see you or hear you. They didn't give a damn if somebody heard it or not. Which leads me to believe that the police officers and law enforcement, whoever patrols that area, know exactly what's going on. And you know what? I just remember there's a cop who lives next to the house that he ran to.
Yes.
The officer's car was sitting in the driveway when we were driving out.
This is true, brothers and sisters. I can verify it 100% everything that the brother's saying. He's telling the truth, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, man. It's you know, all the warriors know what time it is, so you know, there's no need to go into that. But I will say, for those who have internet access, who want to kind of get some reading material or something to kind of get them up to speed on what's going on, there's a site that you can go to. It's urbansurvivalsite.com. There's books on everything you can think of on there. They have, you know, military training manuals. They have books on food. They have, you know, other survival stuff. It's loaded. That if you just get the things off that website right there, you'll be fine if you master those. This time, I mean, it's been time, but now that, you know, it's really knocking on everybody's front door, gotta get serious. You gotta get serious. This is not a game. That's my list, bro. So if you wanted to, you know, say something or ask about something I said, you know.
Now I'm listening to everything you're saying, and I was hoping you were gonna be able to call because I know you got a lot of excellent information. What are the tips for people in terms of, because we have some people who will hear this and emotionally realize, okay, it is the correct thing for me to do to go purchase these, but they don't know how to store their weapon, how to use the weapon, how to keep it safe from their children. What advice would you give them on just some basic tips?
Well, I'm going to tell you what the brother who trained me taught us. The best way to keep your weapon safe around children is to train them how to use them. Most of the children who get shot are the ones who find guns and they really don't know what it is, and they're playing around with them and they shoot themselves. If you train your children, you don't have to worry about that. You know, at the time he started training me, he had young children in the house, and he has guns everywhere. Handguns, rifles, shotguns. I mean, they're all over the house. You can reach out at any point and grab a gun. But the fact that his children are trained in weapons, he doesn't have to worry about it. Actually, when he's loading up the weapons to go train, they are the ones who go get the weapons. So that's the best way to keep your children safe as far as weapons go. As far as locking them up anywhere, I really don't recommend it, because if it's locked up and somebody comes to your door,
you ain't gonna have time to get them.
They just got a new weapon. Did you have something else, or?
Not. First of all, I just want to say I really appreciated that breakdown you just did, starting off with invoking the spirit of the Haitian Revolution, because I just feel it right now. We need that kind of thing. And you know, a lot of us have done it, but that was actually the best. It might sound kind of corny, but I'll be honest. That was the best. It's a certain spirit and a certain voice and a certain meanness and a certain type of spirit that goes to that. And I really liked, I liked the way you said it. I felt it when you said it. Made me really think that at some point what we're going to do is, because we know we got a lot of people that have children, we're going to have a competition on One Horizon. Matter of fact, maybe we'll try to do this in December sometime. Where people get their children out and they're going to do the rendition of, we'll send it out, Book Mom's Prayer. And we want the young people to call and do Book Mom's Prayer. And we're going to give a special gift to the young person who does the best rendition of that prayer, that has the most. We'll vote on it and see which one wins. And they'll win a special prize for the best rendition of Book Mom's Prayer. Because that's something that we should say so frequently that we should all know about heart. And that includes me. That includes me, and I don't know about heart, and I should.
Yeah, I'm committed to learning it, and I also I would suggest that we find someone who actually speaks the language, who can do it in its original language.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
And by the way, back to some of the things that were on my list. If you're trained in using weapons and you have no fear of them, there's no reason for you to have to cock your weapon when it's time to shoot it. You should have one in the chamber. That few seconds that you take to cock your weapon might be the end. Train yourself well enough to be comfortable with having one in the chamber. The only time I don't have one in the chamber is when I'm cleaning it.
Understood, brother. Definitely powerful call. We appreciate it. And if that's it, that's all you got for us tonight. We're going to see you on, we already know you already on the battlefield. We're going to catch up.
BB for Hodier.
BB for Hodier. Grab heaters with no delay. I know some of y'all don't know about that. But if you don't know about that, like Brother Body Shot say, you slipping. You better get that United Front Black Power Manhood rap. You see we keep playing it. We ain't playing it for no reason, because they not playing. 5067, you live on Warner Horizon.
Coattail, Brother G.
Hey, my brother Tinker Minnan. Is that my brother Tinker Minnan?
Yes, sir. You already know, brother.
You know we got your stuff on the way. Give me a couple of weeks, because we getting so much stuff going on. We haven't had a chance to make the bulk order to send you, but we got you, brother.
Oh, no doubt, brother. I'm in the hurry, but I ain't rush you, brother, because I already know it's getting crazy out here. And you gotta get that information to everybody across nationwide as soon as possible. So it's all good, but I can wait, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What you got for us, Warrior?
Yes, sir, man. I'm hearing some of the stuff going on with the sister being burned alive in Louisiana and other. And then I heard a clip about the brother in Delaware. And I know this show is mainly talking about self-defense and how we should arm ourselves. And I was wondering, what kind of advice would you give me? Because, like, I don't know if because I'm 19, so I don't know if I'm able to get, a firearm like this. So how would you advise me to protect myself from these pecker bullets, brother?
I would say this. In your situation where you probably, I only have to ask, I'm sure your family wouldn't want you to have it in the house. You can't legally have it on your campus. What I would say is to get something, and you just got to do the best you can. I would say get something like mace. That's legal. Make sure it's legal in your state. I would get something like mace, and maybe you can actually get, you got to make sure it's legal in your state, but you can get a baton. And what a baton is, or asp, it's the thing you see the police, and they swing it out and it pops out.
Right.
The good thing about an asp is you can carry it, you can conceal it easily, and when you pull that thing out and swing it, when you hit somebody with an asp, it's designed aerodynamically that when it hits a bone, it's going to crack it. So you hit somebody in the leg with that, you cracking a shin, you cracking a knee. It's a very dangerous weapon, and it doesn't take a whole lot to use it. The pepper spray or the mace, people think it's a joke and it's corny. Let me tell you something. If someone does not know that you have it, and you get that spray off, you win every single time.
Right.
And it's a way to be, not having a weapon on you, so you don't have to worry about getting locked up or anything like that. You got to make sure wherever you have it that it's safe. But it's a way for you. It's something easy to learn to use. It's not hard. You just shake it. You just pull the thing and spray. Boom. Hit them in the eye. They done. You can get away. And so that would be something just to get you time to get away in any situation you're in. But I wouldn't advise you to get a gun in your particular situation until you got your own place off campus in a legal manner, and you can do that. That's what I would say. I think an asp will be good. Knives are not bad, but the only thing about a knife, if you're not really trained, a person will take a knife from you and end up stabbing you. It's not easy to take an asp from somebody, because to catch an asp is more difficult than catch a bat. Probably you can probably rush up on somebody and grab the bat. With an asp, it's swing. You swing it out, hit, bam, you swing it, and wherever it hits, it's gonna start hurting bones. So that's what I would suggest.
That's what's up, bro. Because like I'm right next to Louisiana. I'm in Mississippi, so between these Negroes and these Peckerwoods out here, it gets kind of hectic sometimes.
And just one more thing, don't ever forget, and this is a perfect one because there's all kind of reasons why you would have it. Aluminum bat in your trunk. Say, hey, I play baseball, but it's something that if you can get to that too, that'll be another thing to have there as well.
Right on.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. Well, I like that cut. That's what I'm talking about. Young brother in college and but I see these crackers are tripping. What do I do to keep myself safe? Here's some basic safety tips too. And this is part of why it's so important for a young brother like you to tune in here. Now see, we got people up here. See, that's what you can't handle Detroit. We got Lady Shabazz talking about wrap barbed wire around the bat. But this is not Detroit, brother. They're just trying to bring Detroit all over the country. But here's some advice I give you, and this is why it's so important for people to tune in. And I want the elders or the adults to listen to this, and the young people, if you listen as well. It's real important. When you have a mentality that's nationalistic, you have a certain thing called vision. And what happens is, because you're conscious, a situation that an average black person would fall into, you're not going to be as likely to fall into. Good example. Your average group of black people walking down the street and some crackers walking down the street, they don't think, let me look at these crackers and pay attention to them. They're not even thinking. So they could get rushed by these crackers before they even realize what happened and have some horrible situation. Soon as you see those crackers, you looking at them and studying them. You might see one of them look across the street into a car and somebody else come from behind the car. Well before anybody else would recognize what's going on, to stop and pay attention. Or some cracker come up talking to your average black person with the Negro mentality. They trying to help the cracker and be all helpful. And then that's how they had a small hat that was riding around the country stabbing black men. And the way he would do it, he would say, oh, my car's broken down. The brother would lean in and try to see what's going on with the engine. He would start stabbing and cutting the brothers up. He would do this a lot. But see, you got to be open to the cracker. Most situations with a black man, a cracker is going to see if you the one to test before he tests you. Not 100%, but in most cases, a brother like you, when the cracker come up to you and start trying to talk to you, you're going to look at him with a look like, what's this all about? You're not going to be open for it. And he'll probably say, let's go to the next person. He don't know if you got a weapon. He don't know why you looking at him like that. And so he wants to go get the person that's more open for that he thinks is the least threat. Most situations, because you're conscious, you won't be the guy that gets picked. And then if you got your asp on you or your pepper spray, even if you do get picked, you got a way to hit, move, get out of there, and then, go regroup. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly, brother. Because, I heard brother newborn African say, most of the victims of our people who get victimized be the ones real friendly with these devils.
And that's 100% true. He's absolutely correct, brother.
Right on. Hey, brother, before you let me go, you remember the Haitian brother I was talking to you about?
Yes, sir. He
won't be able to do it this month, but he say anytime
You know, when you don't have a show or nothing, he'll do it. He'll do it, no problem.
So he's saying maybe December, maybe?
That'd be perfect. December be way perfect for me.
Okay, well then we're gonna do that, and we'll talk before then. Please don't let me forget, because I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I get so busy sometimes I forget. Because we definitely want to do a show with program with him, and we want to see if he knows Bookman's prayer and if he has time to look it up, and then maybe he can say it in the natural Creole language or the language that Bookman would have spoke, so that we can actually hear the version we get in English and the version the way it would have sounded when he was in the woods praying that prayer to our ancestors. We would love that brother to come on, tell us a little bit about that, and be able to do that for us. We would really appreciate and enjoy that.
Yes, sir. Do you want me to give me your information or just hold on to it for a while?
I would say stay with me. Stay with us, because I don't want him to send it to us and we don't get back to him right away and look like we're not interested, because we're doing so much right now. Hang on to it. Just don't let me forget it. And we're definitely going to do it. I haven't forgotten. I want to do it. And we really going to appreciate that program. So let's do it like that.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right. Stay strong on that battlefield, warrior.
Yes, sir. BB Fahodier.
BB Fahodier. Grab heaters with no delay. 1080. You live on War on the Horizon.
BB Fahodier.
BB Fahodier.
Peace, brother. If it's all right with you, I would like to lift up the legacy of Colin Ferguson tonight.
Wow. Well, you never, ever in a billion years going to hear me not happy to hear about the memory of Colin Ferguson. So let's do it, sis.
I say, wow. First of all, Brother Genie, I think this is my first time being live on the show. I usually listen to the podcast that you post up. So I just want to take this opportunity to tell you that the commitment that you have to our race and our people, your commitment, the commitment that I've seen you demonstrate in protecting Black children and restoring order to the Black community is so appreciated. It's just so appreciated, and of all of everyone who has taken a stance of leadership among Black people, you are among the people that I really deeply respect, and I just want to express that to you.
Sister, don't be trying to pull no tears out of my eyes tonight, but I really, really, really do. That really warms my heart, because I'm gonna be honest with you, as a Black man, we really, and I'm not saying we should, we ain't been doing our job, but as a Black man, I can honestly say it's very seldom that I hear a Black woman say that, and when I do, it just, man, I can go another 20 years with that alone. So we really appreciate that, sister.
Definitely. I mean, really words can't express, and I think that in the long run, it's not any one thing that you do one time here or there, but it's the commitment that you show and the dedication that you show over time that really starts to make an impact in really putting our race first, and ensuring, not just for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children, that they may see a day that they're not living up under this devil. And so I know that we are the generation of sacrifice, and I accept that, and I believe that you have as well, and that we just know that our bloodline, they're going to see a day where the Black woman and the Black man have been restored to power in the earth. And I stay focused on that, and I appreciate all the information, the shows, the radio shows, the DVDs that you put out that contribute to that vision. And I'm aligned with you, brother.
Now let me ask you, because I really appreciate this. How long have you been listening, and how did you find out about War on the Horizon, or myself first? You know, how long have you been following?
Definitely. I started listening last year. I can't believe this year is almost over. So 2011, around the beginning of the year. And I was like, damn, this brother's on point, because, you know, a lot of things that seem common sense to people like me and you, a lot of people in the so-called conscious community are really confused. And they're wavering, and sometimes they take the cracker, sometimes they don't. Sometimes, it's just really hot, it's really not any type of consistency. But, when we wake up in the morning, we know what time it is. We go to sleep at night. We know what time it is. We dream about a day that there's no crackers on earth. So it's the level of commitment that I've seen that I was like, okay, this is you know, this brother's on point. And a lot of the people that you associate with, I've had a chance to call in on Lady Shabazz' show. I'll be on her show next month. So it's just, it's inspiring to me to know that I'm not alone. I actually heard some people from Texas call in, so that was also refreshing. So I know that I'm not out here on the battlefield by myself. It can be a little bit lonely out here sometimes, but I know I'm not alone, and that's comforting.
Well, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, sister. Well, we appreciate you. We hope you continue to tune in and spread the word. And we appreciate the things you had to call in and tell us. That keeps us motivated. We love you. You sound like you're a warrior princess, and you want the same thing that we want, that full and absolute freedom and independence for our people. So we love you, and we will definitely see you on the battlefield. All right, sis?
Okay.
Man, it feels good, man. We get more and more sisters calling in, too, man. It feels like a black family now, man. For a while, we just had nothing but brothers calling up because that strong war spirit. But now them war sisters, they listen. See, sisters don't just jump out there. The real warrior sisters say, let me see how long this is. Because these Negroes talking this today, and they'll be out there shining and cooning with some white females or some faggots tomorrow. So the sister said she had to just wait her time and watch and make sure that it was right before she can call in and say, yeah, this is the place I want to be. So we appreciate that. And we appreciate it a lot. And we encourage more sisters to tune in as well. If you're strong and you ain't wrong, come on in. 0834 looks like you the last caller. You pulling up the rear. Sometimes they say to keep the best calls for last. Hotep. 0834. Going once. Going twice. All right, brothers and sisters. Well, look, that's the 10 o'clock hour. It's 10:04 by our clock here. And we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to send this program out because we want people to know how to get themselves armed legally and to get themselves trained to be safe with a weapon and to have it properly done, so that we want brothers and sisters who are responsible and will be responsible with weapons. We don't want no situation where nobody shoots the child or the child shoots them or nothing like that. We want our people to be armed and ready. Let me just say to you, brothers and sisters, the sister says she invokes the spirit of Brother Colin Ferguson. Let me just keep it real. For some brothers and sisters, it's a matter of self-defense. We should, because we have the right to and our ancestors didn't have the opportunity to be armed, we should be armed so that if something happens, we can protect ourselves. For other brothers and sisters, we know that this war is on. We want to be ready so that when the time comes, we can do what we need to do to put our people in the condition we want to be in. And then for those bloodthirsty Africans that just want an opportunity in life before you leave this planet to spill as much Caucasian blood throughout the universe, you want to soak the earth with the blood of these devils. I'm saying they may put you in a position very soon that you will have no choice but to do that. All of the above mentioned individuals, we in this together because we ain't got nobody else to be in this with. Let's stay together. Let's prepare ourselves for a very indefinite future. But what will be definite is that we will not go out this time without a fight. And we're not going to be the only ones being threatened to go out. At the end of the day, if these crackers decide they're going to take us out, let's make a decision that the object is not freedom, but the object is to take them out. And only one of us can survive when it's over. And we'll work with our God and our gun to make sure that that it's us and that we are the ones that stand when it's over. And with that said, brothers and sisters, we love you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we will see you on the battlefield. War on the horizon. You gotta love it.
Yo, Dino.
My favorite place for a crack. Always in the trunk.
What? Yeah, I caught another one.
Yo, you be beast.
It's my third cracker this week.
Yo, I dropped one off the building. Word.
Where we gonna dump them? East River?
Yep.
Alright.
Right in the patio.
Yeah, Peace to the guards. I got a cracker in the trunk of my car. Help me dump the body. Caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shotty. Said I caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shotty. Caught him in the lobby, fully stressed him like Pilates. So I left his body twitching, shotty kicking like karate. Need a place to hide, so the police never find me. They never take me alive, with no jury ever try me. Mayasa Bomani could do a cracker grimy. He could be white trash or a crooked ass Jaime. This is for the slave ship, this for Troy Davis, this for every cracker talking greasy on a day shift. It could be your cave bitch and I'ma let the gauge rip. You really got it confused if you thinking that I'm racist. I'm just a deadly weapon to guard. I bang hard and I'm repping my squad. This a lesson to y'all. This is justice, I'm correcting the wrongs. You in the morgue if you tested my heart. If you question my smarts, killing crackers, I perfected the art. Like Nat Turner with the burner, rip the cracker apart. Yeah, friends get hugs, enemies get shoved in the 6-foot hole. My shovel, my black gloves, shedding white blood, the ultimate black love. Everybody grab a back, my brothers, let's crack skulls. Peace to the guards. I got a cracker in the trunk of my car. Help me dump the body. Caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shotty. Said I caught the cracker slipping, so I hit him with the shotty. Caught him in the lobby, fully stressed him like Pilates. So I left his body twitching, shotty kicking like karate. Need a place to hide, so the police never find me. They'll never take me alive, with no jury ever try me.
Shoot down they choppers, they trying to put us in the dirt. Yeah. Black Hawk down, them crackers get what they deserve. Sending soldiers to Africa, Otama got some nerve. Got a tire for a traitor, put it around him, let it burn. Checking your catalog, the black power sabotage. If I move like you, I will poison your caviar. Why my people sleeping on the bringer of nightmares? It's cause you think he won't turn Harlem to Vietnam. But ain't no Charlie, just your sisters, moms, and auntie. He gon' violate them, forcing you to watch it. How you stop it? Read a book on the topic. Where you think that I got it? This horror is our story. Off our blood, they make profit. You keep thinking he playing, it's roulette for your noggin. Ain't no 1st and 10, no 4 chances to stop it. Just one attempt to load up and fire the rocket. When it explodes, it'll burn. Smoke a spell out my yassa.
And they're monitoring our people to try to prevent the one person from coming up with the one idea. And the one idea is how we are going to exterminate white people. Because that, in my estimation, is the only conclusion I have come to. We have to exterminate white people off of the face of the planet to solve this problem. Now, I don't care whether you clap or not, but I'm saying to you that we need to solve this problem because they are going to kill us. And I will leave on that. So we have to just set up our own system and stop playing and get very serious and not be diverted from coming up with a solution to the problem. And the problem on the planet is white people.